I first started, when I first came to Hollywood, my goal was just to get my name on there. You know how they write the names on the Comedy Store? Like,
I got my name on.
You got it on
How
there?
long ago?
Yeah, about a year, almost a year ago.
A year ago. Yeah. I'm 61 years old.
I never got it on there.
You never got it on at all?
No,
We'll make that happen.
I don't think so.
I'll bet you we could.
It's got to be bigger than the rest now.
Well, let's see what I can do.
I don't like this when they make those dirty drinks.
Dirty
nowadays.
Sanchez?
Dirty Sanchez. That's what you drink.
What dirty drinks?
No, they say like
Pink pussy,
huh?
like the pink pussy.
You don't have to be dirty, but the guy doesn't realize there's a TV camera aimed
You
at
guys,
him.
this is like your little brother.
God damn, man.
You have such control.
You were on a show that almost was the precursor for
Oh, it definitely was a precursor.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
because that's in Breaking Bad. But
Yeah.
also Weeds was like kind of the
Broke down the door for Breaking
broke
Bad.
down the door
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Breaking Bad, he says.
And he's the post-cursor. I got nothing, man.
He's just a cursor.
I'm just cursed.
God damn, no, your words you use. Pussy. You can say
What was another dirty drink? What were you thinking of? You know me, I don't know shit about golf.
25,000 a week he costs.
Is that right?
He says really.
Well, we also have to take a break.
Are you kidding me?
It says it right on the monitor.
We have no
Really?
sponsors.
Well, I thought we do have a sponsor, right?
You know what's amazing that I didn't
We
know?
have no sponsors.
It's got word they have to take a break.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great. Well, let's take a break.
All right. Let's take a break.
Say it to the camera.
How do you take it?
Let's take a break.
And that's it. That does it? Go ahead, say something to me, and I'm going to show you how I act by reacting.
How are you feeling, Kevin?
In my head, I'm thinking, how am I feeling? All right.
Jesus, that was good.
I'm not finished.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm all right. You?
I guess I'm all right. I don't know.
Worst reaction ever. Doesn't even know how he fucked. But whatever, you know, you need a sidekick.
You have a sketch that you wrote that gets like on at 12:55.
Yeah.
And then Lauren comes and goes, you got to move this down to 4 minutes.
Yeah, how do
gotta
you
make
do
it
that?
3.5
How is
minutes.
that possible?
He says, you know, we could either put it on or, you know, we'll cut it and do it another week. And you know it's not going to get on another week.
Yeah.
So
It's
you
hard to
say,
do
"I'll
that. You have to talk fast. And, you know what I mean?
No.
You don't know what
I
you
know.
have to talk fast means?
I know, but
That happened. How did you guys meet? Did you have to audition for this?
we covered that in the Tom Green episode. No, we met at Tempe Improv.
I like he's mad. He's like he's mad at you. We covered that in the Tom Green episode.
I was saying it to you. I met him when I used to manage the improv in Tempe.
I didn't
where
ask
I
you
met
if you
the
managed
first
the
time.
improv. I just asked you where you met him.
He's good with that.
Wasn't Kip Adada the guy who went over to? No, that was Kelly Monteith.
Kelly Monteith, another one.
He
But
went
these guys
over-
were all like established when I came in.
What's his name from
Richard
Chicago?
Lewis.
I can't remember his name.
That's it?
That's how he helps out.
He used to do the two-man act with Tim Reed.
Oh, Tom
John-
Dreesen.
Dreesen.
Yeah.
Greta was the best.
And the Little Rascals I saw him in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Book was riveting.
And the Flying
You didn't
Bird.
read the book?
No, but I heard it was
Yeah, you heard it
pretty
from me
good.
because I read it. God damn.
That was
this
a word you kept
motherfucker.
using,
I
right?
mean, no offense to him, but he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Him and Beretta.
Had him do a joke.
All right. A good name for a dog is Syndrome. That then when he tries to attack someone, you can yell down Syndrome.
Don't laugh.
It's not.
I apologize.
I mean, it's yeah.
That's like
It was a little insensitive, I guess.
Go by this one.
Movie star and award-winning director Ben Affleck has vowed to live for one day on $1.50, or as Adam Egget calls it, a raise.
He did the joke and you were the punchline.
Yeah, I'm broke. There's going to be a Broadway musical based on the movie Rocky. I don't know if you guys heard about this. And in the Broadway musical version of the show, after Rocky climbs the steps of the art museum, he goes inside and spends 2 hours looking at paintings.
I know, god damn.
Goes inside and looks at what? Paintings?
He looks at paintings.
I like
for
that.
2
That's a good
hours. In England, a woman was arrested for throwing a birthday party for her 16-year-old son that included marijuana, alcohol, and strippers. Now she's got even bigger problems. What to do for his 17th birthday.
Whatever. You know what my favorite impression that you did was? When Sam Donaldson was on the chair.
That was hilarious. I loved you as the audience member in the Phil Hartman's Donahue sketch when the women, they were like battered wives or something similar to that.
Were you in the, thank you. Were you in the,
Thanks so much for calling in, Super Dave. Please come
I
back.
didn't call in, asshole. I didn't call in. You called me. I'm not calling into this. Let me explain something. If I'm homeless, I'm not calling in.
Duly noted, Super Dave.
You understand? You understand?
Yes.
You know Norm?
Sure, yeah, sure. One of my best friends.
Hey, Norm. Fuck you.
What are you talking about?
Norm
What happened?
baited me on Twitter. He goes, I'm going to one day
He's good at
tell you the story of how Doug Stanhope changed my comedy career.
Really?
For good, I hope.
Very.
Never followed up. Like all
like
my
Johnny Depp
Twitter
not going in.
followers for like a year now.
And you have no
Like,
idea
hey,
what he was talking
what-
about.
One day I'm going to tell this story.
Right.
He never told the fucking story.
And do you know him?
No, I love it. He is on Stern.
Right.
What Charles Grodin was on Letterman.
yeah, he
just
was
anytime
really good.
he's on,
He's so fast too, like hanging
he's
out.
so good. He's the like.
The movie Dirty Work came out. Here was the review in my hometown paper of my performance in Dirty Work. Artie Lang has all the charm of a date rapist. That's what it said. Okay. Norm looks at that. My mother was upset. Gets on the phone with my mother and goes, "Hey, Mrs. Lang, that's fucking great. A date rapist has to have way more charm than a regular rapist." He thought of that in like 10 seconds. And then my mother burst into tears.
Jessie May Peluso.
Oh,
is
she's
the
hot?
girl that's really hot. She's not one of the
You
go-to.
fucked her?
No.
No.
She's the one that you go, oh, I would fuck her, but I would be in her act so quickly.
Right. And you don't want that.
Because I stink at fucking.
You don't want to get that review from a chick. Who's a comic.
It would be 4 to 5 minutes
Right.
of solid how bad I am in bed.
Well, imagine it was like Roseanne. They're like, oh, guess who sucks at fucking? Well, what
I
are you
would
afraid
fuck-
they'd be too clever in the review?
I swam not naked, but in underpants with Roseanne in Hawaii. We got shit faced at the best bar
That's great.
in Honolulu,
Was she fat
Arnold's
then?
Tiki Bar.
She's never been that
Asked for
fat.
Dawn as the bartender at Arnold's Tiki Bar. Me and Roseanne got fucked up. We walked to the beach.
Right.
We just shredded down to our underwear.
Did you make a move?
No,
Yeah, of
but
course
I'm
not.
fucking in love with that woman.
She's a great. She's
she
cool
is
as hell.
So fucking
I've
funny.
met her before. She's cool as hell.
Yes.
And her and Norm MacDonald were friends because he wrote on her show. And Norm is like, Norm goes, hey, what are you going on? And she's talking, and after 10 minutes, I was listening to them talk. And after like about 10 minutes, it became this noise. Just a solid bar.
I can hear it.
But Roseanne is so funny. She's like naturally funny. You know.
All your shows anytime, anyway. How do you do it, for Christ's sake? Where the hell is it? The whole week? Just go to huluplus.com/norm. What? I'm trying to speed up through this. Right now, sign up for huluplus.com.
Norm MacDonald's podcast copy?
/norm.
/Norm? You don't
Yeah,
get any
this
money
isn't-
from Norm.
This isn't supposed to be. It's supposed to be /bill. /bill. They said Norm. Well, you know what? I like Norm MacDonald. Let's give him the money for the
I
week.
didn't even know he had a podcast.
Oh yeah, dude, Norm MacDonald. Did you see him on Conan telling that moth joke?
No.
Yeah, you got to see it.
No, I haven't.
Dude, you know how many comics out there don't give a fuck, but kind of still do? You have to kind of still do to eat. That guy
Norm
truly
doesn't. He's so fucking
Truly.
funny. Norm, listening to Norm on Stern or anything, any podcast, listening to, I don't know if you remember when Charles Grodin would do Letterman, and just knowing he's going on there, that it was always a fucking great show.
Oh, yeah,
that's
and
what
people didn't get that he was fucking around.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
how Norm is anytime. If Norm's the guest, I'm fucking listening.
One of my best opening monologue jokes ever. Did you ever see, remember that whole thing when he was doing Weekend Update and they told him to make it funnier? So he didn't. He just was more Norm the next week. So eventually, of course, he gets fired. So then, he goes off into the Hollywood world. He's got a TV show or a hit movie or some shit. So now they bring him back to guest host on SNL. And I'm going to butcher this, but he kind of came out. He's like, yeah, so, people know I got fired from this show. So now they got me back hosting, which means either I got a lot funnier or this show sucks. That's what he opened up with. And I know that wasn't approved. Sorry for the bad Norm. I'll have Jay Moore on to make up for it.
That was a great Norm.
Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So yeah, I'm funny compared to, you'll see later. But okay, so let's recap. The bad news is, I'm still not funny. The good news is, the show blows.
Call me to say goodnight. Kiss me once or twice. I'll never let go of you. Fold me into your arms. Stay with
And Norm MacDonald in hell fucking hate you. So
if you could boil your Wikipedia entry down to a one-sentence bio, what would it be?
He was. That has a subject and a predicate.
Please send help. Please send help. I don't feel like I belong here. I belong here, no. Wish I could change myself. Change myself. It can get so strange.
You're dead. The hell I am, they'll see. I'd heard this kind of talk before. How I'm finished. Through. Obsolete, passé, yesterday's news. A has-been, a fossil. Well, I'll have you know, I'm just as relevant today as I was 25 years ago. No, my agent laughs through the phone like it's the greatest joke in the world. Check your Wikipedia page. You're dead, all right.
Stars, it was good to see those workaholic guys because I personally am a workaholic. For many years, I was helplessly addicted to workahol. The Roast Master General Jeff Ross joins us.
Hi,
yes.
Jeff.
Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, you got the first
Hello, world.
Yeah.
Norm, this is so fun. Thank you for having me on your live podcast.
It's always fun to see you without a giant cloud of marijuana smoke between us.
Well, it's outdoors. It drifted away.
Yeah, how you doing, buddy? You got your hair cut a little.
I had a little trim. I was at the doggy groomer for 2 hours today.
I have a question, Jeff. You usually show up wearing something very exotic.
Yeah.
Why the denim today?
I dressed like Billy Jack.
Yeah.
You look sharp.
Great.
I
Thank
like
you, Jenny.
it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're trying to up my game for the live YouTube show.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you're a hot fucking piece of ass.
Look at that. I do all my shopping at the mall. Have you ever been to Forever 41?
Forever 41.
Norm, you're dressing like you're going to help somebody move. You're wearing sweatpants to the biggest show in YouTube history.
This is the biggest show on the internet.
You dress like you're going to paint the set.
He can't help himself. I got to ask you this, though. Hey, I saw, by the way, on the computer, a show you do now called Morning Roast.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. You wake up in the morning, you turn on your computer, there's Jeff Ross waking up himself, roasting somebody. How's that work?
Well, whatever comes to my hungover head, I just start making fun of, and I put it up on my YouTube page.
God damn, it's funny.
Who should I roast this week?
What about Cassim?
Yeah,
It would be an honor
Cassim.
if you could just do me.
He's an Arab, if that helps.
I only roast celebrities, Cassim, so you're off the hook.
Thank you.
What do you dress like? You're like Harry Potter's accountant.
You just not that up.
Well, I want to thank Jeff Ross for turning the mirror on me today. Back to you guys over there.
Like the inventor of a cure of some disease we haven't thought of yet. Look at you, like Orville Redenbacher's fluffer. I don't know. This is fun.
Good. Thank you.
Of course, Bob Saget directed Norm Macdonald's movie Dirty Work. Yeah. A move that transformed Norm Macdonald into a star, Buck's employee.
Did you say something after star?
Norm Macdonald's so stoned he thinks he's at a roast for Bob Seger. I love you, Norm. Wow, you never come out, Norm. You're like the J.D. Salinger of dick jokes. What's the over-under tonight? What's going to happen, Norm?
No, I wanted to read something funny, so I'm reading Marmaduke.
Oh, my God. This is what happens when you book a dais off Craigslist.
Saget roast where he was told not to work blue, and so he was told to tone it down, and then he went the completely other way. Is that what happened?
I had not heard that he was told to turn it down.
Right.
I thought he made.
You told to turn it up?
I thought he made the choice to go so soft that was the joke. Because Saget's roast was one of the few roasts where it was mostly comics, mostly body comics, and at that point, Saget was really digging into that stuff.
Right.
The Aristocrats movie had just come out. Bob was having this resurgence as Dirty Daddy, and really a contrast from his Full House persona. And we were all went in really deep. And I purposely wrote my speech without one curse word, just to make a point that you didn't have to be funny to be dirty.
Right.
And that was my spin on it. Norm took it one step further and did Farmer's Almanac type jokes. That were, like, hey, Cloris Leachman, people say you're over the hill, but don't listen to them. You'll never be over the hill. Not with that car you drive. And we looked at him like, is he having a stroke? But I already knew Norm will always go for the best joke, the way he would on SNL, the way he would on late night shows. Publicists be damned, he wanted to have the most provocative joke that the comics would talk about the next day. But on this show, he did a conceptual piece to throw softballs around the dais in an affectionate sort of way. And you can see when you listen back, the first few jokes, people are kind of polite laughs, nervous laughs. I'm a producer. I'm almost panicking.
Right, yes.
Like what, is he tanking this on purpose? We already had Artie Lang not show up. We don't want this to be a disaster. But about 5 jokes in, I can start giggling. I start to sense that something's happening. And they buy it. The audience, by the end, they're roaring as if he was Andrew Dice Clay, but doing these very soft jokes. And I think it was a nice denouement, or a nice chapter from his post-SNL where he was provocative and pushed the envelope, especially with his OJ jokes.
When did you first meet him, Norm Macdonald? Jeffrey?
Oh, man. I met him. It was probably 90 or 91. I was just transitioning from open micer in New Jersey to opening MC act in comedy clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, Rich, I was excited. Catch a Rising Star Princeton. There's like 8 shows over 5 days or something.
Mm-hmm.
I was really going to, get some stage time. And Rich Voss, a very funny guy, was the middle act. None of us knew each other. And Norm Macdonald flew in from Toronto. He had just done a bunch of, was it Sajax or something, who had the late night show? Or was it...
yeah, he did for a while. He did. Yeah.
I think it was Sajax. And he hit on that show and became he was popping. But no one in America really knew him.
Right.
And Norm was, this is 91, that type. This is when America, especially in New Jersey, most people wanted to see Andrew Dice Clay in an arena doing nursery rhymes.
That's right.
Now Norm comes in with this button-down shirt and a blazer, and like you couldn't barely understand him, and his material was tight, and callbacks and crafted and honed and economical use of the language. Like, it was fascinating for a comedian. But if you were just a couple of knuckleheads with your dates to catch Princeton, and you're used to seeing hickory dickory dock.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
He didn't bomb. He didn't hit all the time. He bombed probably 3 out of the 8 shows. And this is one of the craziest things, and I've never seen it before, Rich. After the shows, as people were paying their checks, Norm would go to the exit and greet every single customer as they left.
Come on.
The more he bombed, the longer he stayed there. And it was so hilarious, and it made him a mystery to me, an enigma to me right away, why he loved that part of it. And if he killed, he'd go right out the back to the green room and break out a deck of cards, and we'd play poker. He'd love to play poker. So my first experiences with him were very, very all in, we should say.
So he'd invite me over to SNL once in a while to play poker on off nights, on Monday nights or something. And to watch him play poker while watching Monday Night Football and a baseball game, like he was a gambler.
Right.
And I guess somehow one time I found myself on a tape night on a live SNL. I'm in the hallway. I believe Rosie O'Donnell was hosting SNL, and her very best friend, Penny Marshall, was there to support her. Penny Marshall, at the height of her movie director swag, is walking through the hallway with her head down, sunglasses on, baseball hat, doesn't want to be bothered, treating all these basically writers and NBC employees and me and Norm as big-timing us, pretending we're just looky-loos out on the street, right? Just doing a celebrity don't bother me moment. Flyby, thank you. And Norm picks up on it, and he just starts pointing and screaming, Laverne! 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 And she didn't look up. She never knew it was Norm. She's just gone.
Oh, my gosh.
Here's your apology. I got it.
Oh, you got it. Good, because I forgot my password.
Roseanne and Louis have been both very good friends of mine for many years. They both made terrible mistakes, and I would never defend their actions. If my words sounded like I was minimizing the pain that their victims feel to this day, I am deeply sorry.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am sorry.
All right. Listen, Norm has a show.
Oh, man. Is this how it's going to end?
I don't know. Who's your? I like that guy you work with on the show, by the way. What's
Adam Egan.
What's his deal?
He's my sidekick.
Is he a comic?
No.
Who is he?
He's a guy.
How's he get on your show?
I wanted to get a guy because I was like...
Is he your Ed McMahon, or is he more like Robin, who is really in there with me?
No, he's not like Robin.
No,
he's
more like Ed McMahon.
He's not a strong person.
No.
You know how Ed McMahon was kind of afraid of Carson and stuff like that?
No.
And so I thought, what if you really amp that up? So I didn't want to get a comedian that would give blowback to me.
Right.
I just want a guy that I could crush.
Right. You want the guy?
Can we bring him in?
Well, maybe that's a good way to end, because you know, look, I mean, you know, you got your own troubles. Yes. I understand. Let me ask him the question. Do you support Me Too, or are you one of these? Let's see if he can get you the trouble. You do support me.
Of course.
Norm says you don't.
Oh, well.
Yeah. He says you're a Cro-Magnon.
He's ready to change his mind if he has to.
Yeah, how did you get on Norm's talk show? I mean, I watch you on YouTube. I like you. I like how
I appreciate that.
I like how you guys interact. But what is your background to be on Norm's show?
Well, I mean, Norm and I have known each other for many years. Yeah, I used to manage the Improv in Tempe, and now I book the Comedy Store.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
When he was a young man, he did stuff that, you know.
What'd he do?
What stuff?
Here we go.
When you're a young man, Kern can be hard to come by.
Oh,
You know what I
yes.
mean?
Yeah, money.
And you do what you can.
Yeah.
And this was in New York City, where it's
So
always
you dealt
expensive.
drugs? What did you do?
Well, you know the Queensboro Bridge?
Yes.
Well,
is this true?
I guess.
What did you do at the
I guess
Queensboro
I can
Bridge?
say.
Were you a male hooker?
No. I can say it in the in the way that's more. When he was a young man living here in New York City, he used to jerk off punks onto the Queensboro Bridge, $15 a man.
Is that right? You jerked off guys for $15 a man to
He's
make
not
money.
homosexual. He's not gay.
That's not gay if you're doing it for money, I guess.
I mean, this is the economy's changed, you know?
Right.
It doesn't sound great now.
No, it doesn't. Never
Sounds wrong. It sounds like you're a gigolo.
No, he's not. It wasn't like Richard Gere.
No, it's the opposite.
Part of it was like Richard Gere.
No, but you guys do a nice thing together. I love it, and I watched you guys from the YouTube days.
Oh,
now you're on the love it.
Well, I love you both so much.
Yeah, I love
Imagine
Norm.
being in here.
I'm shocked right
But
now. I don't know
most
what to
days
say.
we would never have you in. But you're
rightfully so.
Because Norm is in so much trouble right now and got kicked off the Tonight Show. We brought you in as like kind of the buffer. We didn't want to end on that note.
This fucker, you know, I wrote a book. I put him in the book. Made him a literary figure.
Right.
I made him a sidekick on a TV show.
Jesus.
As soon as he gets a little bit of fame, he dumps me for Spade.
Really? Is that true?
I didn't dump him for
Yeah, you fucking did.
No, I mean,
Come over here and give me a hand job and let me see what you got all that money for.
drives.
I used to go.
Did you use lotion with that or what?
I used to go and take him. We go to diners and have fun, and I'd have him open for me on the road. Then Spade shows up. I'll take you to meals. He takes me these meals, got courses and shit.
Yeah. I got friends like that. Yeah. They go to the highest bidder.
I bet you got Spade. You got Spades. When's the last time you talked to Spade? Honest to God.
This morning.
This morning.
Wow.
Yeah. You never told me this. We talked to Spade this morning.
Yeah.
He's been great. Like, you both have been great.
Are you jealous
I love you both.
of Spade because he has a friendship with your man?
Well, because Spade has a billion friends.
Yeah, right. You only have one. What is it, Gary?
You know, I met him before. I met this guy before. Spade took him to Otello for the whole weekend.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, to the hotel, tickets.
He did?
Yeah.
You didn't know?
It was
Motherfucker.
I never got to see the Rolling Stones. It was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I took you to that
to see Bill and Joe Shaver at the Roxy.
Yeah.
Who paid for the fucking Holiday Inn? Express.
That's true. No, that is true.
Hey, Norm, you know what I realized? When you got fired from SNL, you did our show the next day.
I did.
And now that you're in trouble with
SNL,
I hope they don't. I mean, now you're on here again.
Hopefully the tradition
is bizarre.
It is weird.
Yeah.
You know, like I guess this is where you go when you're in trouble.
You're my father confessor.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, what about this joke? You want to hear a joke?
Yeah. Yes, you should end on. You know, why don't you end on a
this
joke?
show, the
Right,
show
Robin,
me and,
I love it when he tells a joke.
Yeah,
the show me and we do jokes. You know
what? I know you're in a shitstorm right now. I know there's controversy. What is your prediction, by the way? What's your name again?
Adam.
Egan.
Yeah.
Adam Egan.
I know it. Adam, what is your prediction? Has Norm explained himself properly?
Phone Spade.
Yes. Why don't you go be with your buddy?
Look, I think everyone that listened today, I think that they can all see that Norm is clearly really, really sorry about this. And
you're upset about it.
No, I was up all night. I mean,
you just want to make people laugh? Is that what you're saying?
I don't hurt people, you know?
I've known him many years. He doesn't have that capacity.
Robin,
really
do you think Norm has addressed this situation?
I think Norm did a very good job.
I do my best. I mean, I'm not a politician, you know, but
you're not. You will never run for office.
Not now.
Norm's guest, by the way, on the show. I'm very impressed with this list. Lorne Michaels, David Letterman, Jane Fonda, fabulous.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah, I love it too.
Michael Keaton, Chevy Chase.
Chevy. Yeah.
What did you learn from Chevy?
Well,
you did the news, and Chevy did the news.
Yes, he did.
Did you thank Chevy for starting the news?
You know what? I did.
You did.
Because and I remember when Chevy came on Saturday Night Live, and everybody treated him like a dick. You know, like he was a dick.
Right.
And I said, we might not have a job because of this guy.
Right.
You know, and my theory about Chevy was when he started SNL, he was this young punk kid, and he'd say anything about anybody.
Right.
That was what was cool about
him. He was a rebel.
Yes, rebel. Then he ages like we all.
Can you tell, because we've had great Norm stories on here and you were actually tight with him, can you tell any Norm
The
stories?
king.
I mean, I do a couple in my set.
They're great. I was,
so I don't want to give any of those
don't
away.
give those away yet, but
I'll share with you one that was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So we're on tours, me, Sandler, and Spade, and Norm, and it's our final show. I believe it was Mohegan Sun, and so it's our final show. So like we're deprived of sleep, so everybody's just like, let's sleep in, okay? So we're all in a text thread. So we all sleep in and we're, wake up. And so Norm was on the thread at 6 a.m. on the thread with everybody. And he goes, hey, I'm getting breakfast. Anybody want to have breakfast? And radio silence. Everyone's sleeping. I wake up at about 9 a.m. and I go, hey, does anybody want to get breakfast? And people are like, yeah, I'm down, blah, 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 blah. So we go down to the lobby and Norm's walking up and he goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, we're going to go get breakfast. He goes, yeah, that was my idea. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, no, as I had said, you guys want to get breakfast? And nobody said anything. And I go, yeah, we're all sleeping. Adam's like, we're sleeping. And he goes, yeah, then Swartzen, he fucking goes, hey, you want to get breakfast? Now everybody wants to get breakfast. So he took my idea. I go, I didn't fucking create breakfast. And he goes, yeah, I know, but I thought of it first. My idea. He goes, they don't even have breakfast here. And we're at a casino, and we're like, they don't have breakfast. They always have breakfast. And then he goes, no, I've been walking around trying to find it. And then we go to the concierge, and we're like, do you guys have breakfast? She's like, yeah, there's like 3 diners. Like, in there, there's one, like, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, what? What are you talking about? I've been walking around. You have breakfast. It was like the most insane.
Yeah.
And that was the thing about Norm, is like, you just never, I was always like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's just like.
Did he know he was being funny?
I don't know.
That's what's the genius of it.
Well, that was the genius of it, but it was like, I was one of his good friends. So it was just like, I didn't steal your idea for breakfast. It's like so insane. Yeah, Swartzen stole it.
Yeah.
I thought of it. It's like, and it was so funny. Like, I still have screenshots of like the threads of all of us.
Yeah.
Because it was like, Norm would just, it was so bizarre. I remember one time we were going down to Florida. We had a whole run of shows in Florida, like 4 sold out amphitheater, amazing shows. So we're on the
St. Augustine, right?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful.
It's the best show I'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
It's the best show I've ever seen in my life. But so we're on the thread. So Norm is going to meet us from California and Florida. So 2 days before, we're like, all right, Florida, Orlando, blah, 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 excited, fired up. Yeah, see you guys there. So we get into Orlando. We're all at the hotel. We're like, okay, Norm, you here yet? He goes, what? Where? And we're like, we're in Florida, we're in Orlando. Like, are you here? And he goes, Orlando? What are you talking about? What do you mean? We're like, we have a show tonight.
Yeah.
And he goes, what? Yeah. Who said that? I didn't know that. And I literally screenshotted it 2 days before Norm going, can't wait to see you in Florida. And I go, you fucking said. And he goes, oh, yeah, no. Yeah, shit, I have the flu. And we're like, what do you mean you have the flu? He goes, oh, yeah, I have the flu. And we're like, why don't you say you have the flu? And he goes, yeah, I forgot. And we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So he missed the whole Florida run.
Wow.
He just didn't tell anybody his name's built on this thing too?
Well, sometimes he was, sometimes he wasn't. Like, we were the main 4, me and Spade and Strainer and Adam. So Norm, they would be like a rotating, like Nealon, Tim Meadows, Norm, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like you just said.
That's hilarious.
So it was
What
so
a nut.
Were you ever nervous being the new guy? Because all those guys have known each other forever.
No, I came in hot. I just started slapping genitals. Yeah. Well, I had worked with Adam for so long, and those guys all became really close. So when we went on tour, it was just, it was. I never felt like the new guy. It was just like my buddies.
I've heard you got a jump shot too.
Ooh.
I did.
Really?
Before I went blind. I literally, like, that was in Key West, too. I have glasses now because I can't fucking see shit.
I've had multiple people tell me. I remember Godfrey once was like, Swartzen's got a J, dude.
Dude, I used to, I was a shooting guard. Yeah, I couldn't run point, but I was, like, very, like, Reddick. That was my idol, who's became a friend, JJ Reddick.
Can I ask one more Norm question? He's my favorite.
Okay.
Did he do well on the shows? Because I've only seen him live twice, and one night he fucking annihilated. It was like the roof came off, and then one night he bombed silence for like 45 minutes.
It's kind of like whatever he wanted. You know, like he could murder, or if he just wasn't in the mood, he would just go off on like some kind of whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah.
But he did say one of my favorite things ever. I did a festival in San Diego, and I headlined Friday, Norm headlined Saturday, and I stayed and hung out with Norm, and we're backstage, and right next to him, he's about to go on, Kirk Fox's opener, it was really funny, is about to introduce, he's in the process of introducing him. He goes, you know, you're a headliner, blah, 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 and Norm just turns to me and he just goes, the only thing I'm good at, I hate. And they're like, Norm MacDonald, and he went on stage.
Jesus, that's dark.
No, it was perfect, because it's like sometimes comedians are just like, sometimes, I don't know, you're just like, feel fucking dark.
Sometimes you don't feel like it, but yeah, but I mean, do you think he didn't like doing stand-up?
No, he loved it. You know, it's just kind of just a self-loathing, like,
yeah.
Like, maybe he just wasn't in the mood. It was a music festival.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I'm sure he was just like, this could go either way.
Yeah. I used to open for Louis, and he would always pace in the green room and be like, I don't feel funny today. I don't feel funny. I don't have it. I've gone. I'm not funny anymore. And then he would go up and murder.
Yeah.
I think before a show, you just get that
You
weird...
get in your head.
I'm like a legit insane person before I go on stage. I don't know if you're like this. I get really tired. Like, I get a weird fatigue where I'm just like, ugh. And then people are like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I just have to get out there. And then once I'm out there, I fucking love it. It's the best. And but I remember Dana Carvey was saying that to me. We were doing a gig at Laugh Factory in Hollywood, and it was Kevin Nealon's new material night. And I'm backstage with Dana, and Dana's like, I'm gonna bomb. I'm gonna tank. And I'm like, you're not. And he's like, no. I don't have anything. And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, it's a new material night. He's like, no. I'm gonna bomb. And I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. And he just went out and fucking murdered Dana Carvey. It's like,
exactly.
Literally, he's the most charismatic, naturally hilarious human being that's ever created.
Yeah.
Much like a Richard Gere.
Yeah.
But no, he's amazing. It's funny when people say stuff like that.
Now, was Norm I mean, I know he's a brilliant comedian, blah, blah, but was he ever...
one question.
Was he ever brutal to hang out with?
What do you mean?
Like, was it ever hard? What?
Abusive?
No,
No,
it just
like-
means it was just like a hard
was it annoying
Shut up,
sometimes?
Sam.
You know, like
I'm trying to fucking defend Mark.
Well, like
Stupid question.
he's got that.
No, he's trying to like. No,
I appreciate it.
Be easy on my man.
No,
player.
you can.
Hey,
tell
you're
me-
in our cave, man. What are you doing here, Nick? What are you doing here?
You know, like he couldn't drive, so you had to go pick him up, or he has that great story where his assistant was like, Norm, you're not gonna believe this. I got a hooker last night, and she snorted coke off my dick. Don't tell anybody, please. And Norm's like, yeah, of course, I got you. And then the UPS guy walked in. He goes, this guy got his dick coke snort by a hooker. And the guy was like, what are you doing? You know, but that's
Right.
Norm.
Yeah, I mean, it was always just interesting. I mean, there's a story I've told before. I'll just tell it quickly. But,
Please.
But it's the one of where I called him to watch a baseball game. So do you know this story or no? So I call him. It's noon. There's a triple header on. So I go to the bar, have a couple beers, and then Norm's like, hey, what are you doing? And I go, I'm at the bar. I go, I just got here. Have had a couple beers. Want to meet me and watch games? And he goes, yeah. Can you pick me up? And I go, no, I've already had drinks. I don't want to drink and drive. I go, you live a mile away. Just call a cab. It's before Uber. And he goes, all right, yeah, see you there. So I'm like, okay. So I'm drinking at the bar. Watch one whole game. No Norm. Another whole game. No Norm. Text him. Nothing.
Yeah.
No reply.
This is what, 6 hours now?
6 hours. So now I'm like, solid buzz. Thank you, Mark. So then third game. No Norm.
Huh.
So it's 9 o'clock at night. Now I'm like fucking drunk as shit. And I'm leaving the bar and he's walking in. And he goes, where are you going? And I go, what do you mean? Where the fuck have you been?
Yeah.
I watched all 3 games. I'm like in a blackout. I can't walk. And he goes, so you're leaving? And I go, yeah, I can't see.
This is what I'm talking about.
And he goes, no, and this is the best part. This is so Norm. I go, where the fuck have you been? And he goes, I had to do laundry.
For 9 hours.
For 9 hours. I go, 9 hours? Do you run an orphanage? What the fuck are you doing, man? You wear the same thing. You wear sweatpants.
Right.
He goes, yeah. So I stayed and had like one more beer. But it was just like...
That would drive me crazy.
Of course. That's what I'm talking about.
But I mean, that's why like you just never... You would never like fully invest.
Right.
But he was great though. He was really competitive one time. He goes, hey, you ever play ping pong? And I go, yeah, I grew up playing ping pong at a ping pong table. And he goes, no way, I play ping pong. I'm really good. And I go, I bet you I beat you. And he goes, no, I bet you won't. And I go, okay. He goes, I got a new ping pong table. So I go over to his place, and we're playing ping pong, and I annihilate him, like in front of Lori and his son, and it's just, and he's fucking livid, and I'm just smoking, and he's like, what the fuck? What are you, fucking half Asian? What's going on here? What are you doing? And I'm like, I grew up playing ping pong. I'm like really, really, really good. And he's like, yeah, I play again. And so I just kept beating him. And then I felt bad. It was kind of like I would let up a little bit.
Yeah.
And he could tell, and he would make it more mad. He's like, nah, fuck you. And he was so mad.
Oh, that's
so like there was a funny competitive side to him.
God, could you imagine him trying to have a girlfriend or anything like that? Showing up 9 hours late to stuff? It's insane.
No.
Or not be able to drive.
Texaco Oil, reeling from the public outcry over racist remarks made by some of its top executives at a tape-recorded meeting, today announced a dramatic change in company policy. No more tape-recorded meetings. 4 Wisconsin men have been charged with felony hate crimes after burning a man's buggy simply because he was Amish. If convicted, the men face up to 25 years in prison. But furious Amish leaders say that is not enough. They want the dunking wheel. In the course of his summation, Cochran also brought up Detective Mark Furman, calling him a, quote, genocidal racist, and comparing him to Adolf Hitler. Furman later responded, after all the things he said about me during this trial, it's a little late to start sucking up now. Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan has accused the National Park System of racism, claiming the agency deliberately undercounted the number of participants at his Million Man March. A spokesman for the Park Service denies the charge, saying, quote, our estimate is based on state-of-the-art aerial photography. We stand by our number. Heil Hitler. Last week, as Pat Buchanan announced his decision to run for president, several people jumped on stage chanting, Buchanan is a racist. As security began to wrestle them from the stage, Buchanan stopped them and said, let them continue, that's my slogan.
Now, what do you think about this dog, the bounty hunter? Have you been following that at all, Norm?
Oh, that guy, I mean, to me that sounds racist. But like you gotta remember that even though that is a racist comment, listen, man, we've all known bounty hunters in our time, you know, and they have that thing like curse like a sailor. Well, that could go for bounty hunters just as well. They just chose sailor. Those guys. I mean, they're not like you or me, you know?
No, they're bounty hunters.
If you choose that as your career, you know, you're a bounty hunter. Listen, some salty language is not going to be You may as well just be a longshoreman. No, there's nothing worse than bounty hunting.
Norm, you're a genius. All right, we got a couple of minutes left. Anything else you want to lay on the listeners before we leave today?
That was funny, that bounty hunting thing. Seems like he's going to get a pass on it, right?
I don't think so, Norm. I think he's in trouble.
Are his bounty hunting days over?
Where's he go from there?
We can't keep you on. I'm sorry, but, you have to, you have a public image of hunting down criminals in their hotel rooms, diving at them in the middle of the night and beating them up. We can't have you saying racist things. I don't know.
All right, Norm, I'm going to put some oxygen on my face here and recover. You're going to be on every Friday now?
Yeah, that'll be fun, right?
Oh, are you kidding me?
I'll be like your Pete Barbuti.
No, stop. Chuck Mangione references be far behind.
Yeah.
Thank you, Storm and Norman. We'll talk at you down the road. This is the Dennis Miller Show.
Having less money or having or not having less money is not a product of your nature. It's that you don't have the money because the white people don't give you the money.
It's actually supportive of black people to say that, actually.
707
Of course
says...
I'm supportive of black people. I'm in a room of
You're
racists.
saying that to have justice,
Oh,
we should
my
all
God.
have
The 415. Do you want to keep him for the next segment? At this point, I'm not sure. I'm finding Norm to be somewhat on the offensive side.
You know what, though? I love that he's saying all this stuff and then looks over with a big smile.
I know,
and
big smile. He's like, oh, man, they're going to talk about this all day.
Well, I didn't know that everyone. I thought San Francisco was a little more open than.
No, San Francisco actually
they're
isn't. No, they're not racist.
But you gained weight. Gained a lot of weight, so did you.
I gained 45 pounds.
I was going to say something, actually.
Why?
Well, I thought you've been gaining some weight.
Yeah, I gained 45 pounds.
Are you okay? Yeah, what's going on?
No, I am. I'm going to lose it though.
Yeah, it's the heaviest I've ever seen.
And since I've gained it, I sweat like a
Yeah, you sweat
like a whore in church. I don't mean to be
what?
I don't mean to be filthy, but
a whore in church.
Yeah, she's nervous, so she sweats
You're
because
sweating like a Chris Dorner in a Big Bear cabin.
Okay, come on.
Well, I'm just.
That's racist.
Are you familiar with the Tinder app?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. So I'm on there.
God, look at you.
Huh?
I like
the
when he goes,
body
Are you familiar with the Tinder app?
it's like Ted Levine.
Everybody says that. I do. I sound a lot like Buffalo Bill.
Your name is?
Oh, Jack Gordon.
Mr. Gordon. Good. Well, Frederica used to work for Mrs. Lippman. Did you know her?
No, Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat person?
I'm on there. I match with this one girl. She's like young and very attractive.
I'm a 4 too.
We start talking. She's texting me at like 4 a.m. and I'm like, oh, what's going on? She's like, oh, I'm bored and I wish I had some weed. You want to come over? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And she's sending pictures of her. Oh, maybe we'll have fun. And I'm like, so at this point,
what were the pictures?
It was like her bent over with no, clothes on and stuff. And I'm like, but at this point, my cock's making the decisions. Anyway.
Tell me.
And so I call my friend, and then she's like, yeah, just can you bring a C note? Well, I have a roommate that sells $100 bill, and we'll go get some weed, and you can come on. And I'm like, yeah, am I getting mugged? I called my friend. He said, put the phone number into Facebook, and you can see who the person is.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so I put the phone number into Facebook, and the profile comes up. It's this black guy in a ski mask in all the pictures.
It doesn't matter what race he was, man.
So
As a matter of fact, I don't know how I knew he was black. He was wearing a ski mask.
Well, you could tell. So I head over there. No, you can tell.
I know.
No,
I've never heard his view on African Americans until this very show. That's interesting that you got that out of him.
Plenty of black friends.
Plenty of black friends.
Dated a black woman for months. No, I'm not a racist.
If you're a racist,
Oh, yes.
it's not illegal, but you can't work.
If you're a racist, you can't work.
Well, Donald Sterling, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think there's any correlation?
He doesn't have to work.
No, he doesn't.
$10 billion.
No, but a serious question, though.
Yes.
If a man has a job
Yes.
and he is a racist,
Yes.
should the job be taken away from him?
No.
Okay.
But his fellows should. His fellows.
Good news for him.
Yeah.
Not a racist.
Here's actually a joke about Donald Sterling.
Okay. All the charities that Donald Sterling donated millions of dollars to are giving the money back to him. Well, that'll show him. It's not bad.
Two businessmen bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million. They are very excited with their purchase, as this is the only legal way to own black people. Now that is here, and I read that.
Well, you're not there. You know how businessmen are racist?
They are.
Yes, it's them being racist.
They
not
are.
You.
The two businessmen that bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million
Yeah.
are racist, according
they're
to this.
fine, man.
Do
you have any other color jokes? I mean, he's just blue and yellow.
Did you just say, do we have any other colored jokes?
I knew you were going to say that.
Fucking Jimmy the Greek over here. I don't want to.
Jimmy the Greek.
How about Jimmy the Greek gets kicked out for being a racist? Meanwhile, they call him the Greek. On TV.
Jim's. This is what you said their neighbor was? Jim Ping?
That is my neighbor. A nice fella.
Nice guy?
Let me as abacus
I want to do this.
yesterday.
Jesus.
Oh, come on. That's not a Chinese guy.
I wasn't saying it was. That was kind of racist.
What are you, Mickey Rooney?
Hey, come on.
I know he's dead,
Have
but
a little
Mickey Rooney
respect.
did a very racist thing like you just did in a movie called Breakfast at Tiffany's by the wonderful Truman Capote.
I wasn't doing anything racist, and you know it. But go ahead.
If you don't stop with that pornographer, right this minute, I'm going to go to the police department.
You know what I read today?
Yeah,
in the
what?
Inquirer, that
What?
Michael Richards was attacked at that pink yogurt place.
Oh, he was attacked?
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing that's sort of scary is, first of all, you know, Mel Gibson has a career that he could hurt. Michael Richards doesn't really.
Wait a minute, Norm. I believe Super Dave was going to tell a joke there. I'm kind
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was really
No. Well, it seemed to me that he was going to say something because he wasn't being serious. And then you said some. Super Dave, was there a joke there?
No, Norm. No. I was telling the truth.
Okay.
That I read where he got these punk kids ran at him and slammed his car and everything, tried to turn it over, and he ran away.
Right. Yeah, because I'd be very frightened because, like Mel Gibson, if you make fun of Jewish people, then it's not like you're in danger. But
What?
If you're driving
What did you
around,
say?
You heard him.
Uh-oh. Hey, here's the thing, and I'm going to say it again.
Here's a very funny thing that happened. Marlon Brando, remember, said that Hollywood ran, the Jewish people ran Hollywood.
That's right.
Yeah, but Marlon Brando.
And then he had to apologize.
Marlon Brando
and they let him work.
Say anything. Marlon Brando lived.
Well, listen to Norm MacDonald and Super Dave argue about the Jews.
Marlon Brando lived behind a cardboard cutout.
What?
He lived behind a cardboard cutout. He was 900 pounds. So he can basically say anything.
No, but don't you think Michael Richards would be kind of in peril? And
well, but I don't think he had a career.
No, I'm saying just physically.
Hey, did you cut us off?
I didn't.
Are we just talking?
Yeah, you guys.
We're not even on the radio.
You haven't been on for the last hour, but it's great.
So great. I haven't talked to Norm in about 3 weeks.
Jonathan, don't you think that
permission?
Michael Richards may have his life sort of in danger?
Yes.
No, I would move to either Tucson or Idaho.
Yeah, or Wisconsin.
Why, is Wisconsin good too?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You mean like just a shack in the woods or something?
Or Boston. He could move to Boston.
Yeah. Stay hard. Yeah.
Wait a second.
No, wait.
You know the joke about B.B. King's wife?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't think so.
B.B.'s having a birthday, so she wants to surprise him. So she goes to the tattoo parlor. She says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. So the guy does it. She goes home. B.B. comes home. She opens the door, bends over, drops her shorts, and says, surprise! He said, who's Bob?
Oh, that's great.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The one and only Super Dave Osborne and his joke about
Yeah, sell that to Michael Richards, man.
Why, Wow.
That's not a racist joke.
Yeah, sure it isn't.
Who's Bob?
Yeah, you know, that's the way you want to broadcasting and stereotypes, 97.9
I'll tell you what,
FM.
let's do it this way.
Yeah.
Bob Hope's wife goes to a tattoo parlor. No, but you chose an African American. Well, but Bob Hope is dead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And she says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. She comes home. Bob Hope comes home. She bends over, pulls her pants down, and he faints.
Now, Bob Hope is dead.
Yeah, I know.
Bring me the body of the great Bob Hope. If he struggles a lifetime of a rope. If he smells a bit, wash him down with soap. Just bring me the body of the great Bob Hope.
Bring Me the Body of the Great Bob Hope, another song by Super Dave Osborne and Norm MacDonald. They've collaborated together on a great new CD, Music from Dead People. Want to hear
Guy
something?
comes home with a duck under his arm.
Oh, shut
Wife
up.
opens the door.
Yeah.
She says, where the hell have you been? He says, this is the pig I've been screwing. She said, it's not a pig, it's a duck. He said, I'm not talking to you.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Super Dave, Norm MacDonald.
Why did you make her African American in that joke?
Yeah, why did you say? You heard him because you're racist. He said you're racist. He said, why did you make an African American in your joke? That's what you like to do, don't you? Super Dave.
Hey, don't you feel sorry for Michael Richards, really, though?
All right, goodbye.
If you were Michael Richards and you were in that situation
That
and
word.
you said those things, what would you have done next?
Well, I think what he did was panic and start pretending it was Lenny Bruce. Like, you know, because he said that word and everything, and then he said, that word, it still has power.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did this.
But no, I mean after the incident itself.
Oh, I would move to Idaho. Ketchum, Idaho.
Okay.
The only people nowadays can afford live-in help are rich people and Jews.
Not all Jewish people are rich.
I never knew one that wasn't.
Do you know that in many countries, England, for instance, there is a law that says whatever two consenting adults do in private is their own business?
Listen, this ain't England. We threw England out of here a long time ago. We don't want no more part of England. And for your information, England is a fag country.
What?
I think that, if God had meant us to be together, he'd have put us together. Well, look what he's done. He put you over in Africa. He put the rest of us in all the white countries.
I think most of the audience was laughing with Archie Bunker. Of course. A lot of people were laughing with Rob Reiner, you know, the liberals and the conservatives. Yeah, Archie, you tell them.
Well, I think if you were neutral, you would agree with Archie because he was the funnier guy, the lovable guy, and he usually won the argument.
Yeah, and Rob had the beard.
And he was strident.
Yes.
Or maybe we're just racist.
There was only one man in town who could make people afraid of him even from beyond the grave. And that man was Richard Chubby. Because with Big Chubby gone, there was only one person to take over the family business. His son, Little Chubby.
Back again, Burt Reynolds in a commanding lead with $14.
Hey, check out the podium. Look at this.
Mr. Reynolds has apparently changed his name to Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, that's right. Turd Ferguson. It's a funny name.
Norm and I were hanging out in his office one day playing a game where you had words and you had to do an impression of somebody saying the same sentence. And he did Burt Reynolds doing it. And we go, oh, well, there we go. So how can we get Burt Reynolds on TV?
And then one time I was talking to Burt Reynolds and he said he wanted to come on the show while I was doing Celebrity Jeopardy and then punch me in the face and take over. And then he'd be even stupider. But then I got fired, so he couldn't do it.
The sketch that you got on the air, and you say in your book, hey, you know, I didn't originate this sketch. I kind of stole this sketch with permission. But the famous Jeopardy bit.
Yes, Jeopardy sketch.
Where you play Burt
yes,
Reynolds,
yes.
and you say Will Ferrell was key to that sketch because he played such a great Jeopardy host.
Yes.
But that thing was one of the most popular sketches, and you pitched that, but you admit in your memoir that, hey, that's something I got from SCTV.
Yeah.
And I waited till Martin Short was a guest on the show, and I pitched it and said, can we do the Jeopardy thing?
Yeah. They did a sketch on SCTV when I was a child called Halfwits, and it was it even Alex Trebek was in the sketch because he was a Canadian, and it was. It was just these kids. It was when two schools would fight each other, and so it was real stupid. So I always loved that show, and I said, Celebrity Jeopardy, they always ask such easy questions, and the celebrities are all so stupid. It would be great to do it. Unfortunately, they've already done it, and I feel like I shouldn't just steal a sketch.
Right.
So when Mr. Short came to do the show, who later became my friend, I said, who wrote that sketch? And he said, Eugene Levy. And I said, maybe we could phone him, and
get permission.
Get permission. And so he said, yeah, we'll do a conference call. And I said, no, I'll phone, I'm a man,
Yeah.
So I phoned Eugene Levy, and I asked him, I told him the whole sketch. I said how much I loved the first one, and I asked permission, and he was kind enough to give it to me.
There was no better show than that SCTV. That was unbelievable,
God,
right?
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
Unbelievable.
Why does Turd Ferguson? Why does Burt Reynolds hate Alex Trebek?
What's funny is I wrote that sketch because on Saturday Night Live you have to do impressions once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do impressions, But I do like 4 or 5 guys from when I was a kid that I liked, Like Letterman I liked, so I could do an impression of him. And when I was a little kid, Burt Reynolds used to be on The Tonight Show, and he was like the funniest guy ever. So I wanted to do Burt Reynolds, but I couldn't figure out how to put him in anything.
Right.
And so I wrote the sketch Celebrity Jeopardy so I could do my Burt Reynolds. And then when it comes time to tape it, like Lauren... told Costume to have a white hair for me and a white beard. And I'm like, no, Lauren, I don't do Burt Reynolds. I do Burt Reynolds from the 1970s, from Smoking the Bandit.
Because that didn't make sense either. Nobody knew why. Why was it 70s?
I know, it made no sense. But it's funny, like you say, Turd Ferguson, because on one of them I go, Burt Reynolds goes, that's not my name, to Alex Trebek, and he forces himself to be called Turd Ferguson. He forces Alex Trebek to call him Turd Ferguson.
Right.
So anyway, somehow that caught on with some people. So still to this day, like sometimes I'll be walking down the street and the guy will go, "Hey, Turd!" And then I go, "Thank you," and then everyone else goes, "What?
What is going on?
What kind of universe is this?" Hey, you worked with Burt Reynolds.
Yes, I did work
on the TV show. Right?
Yeah, on Evening Shade. Yeah.
Do you have any crazy Burt Reynolds stories?
He did hit me one time live in front of an audience, and I couldn't breathe, and I couldn't say my lines.
Slap?
He hit me with an open hand, but in the lung, and he's got arms like Popeye, those big forearms. And in the thing, I'm supposed to hit him. I'm supposed to slap him on the back and say something which pisses him off or whatever. And I come out there before the live audience, and when we rehearsed it, he said, "I'm an old stunt man, so hit me as hard as you can." And I guess I hit him really hard because his natural reaction, I guess, was to hit me in the lung, and I couldn't talk, and they had to sort of suspend the big show for a few minutes while I got my breath back.
I wanted Burt Reynolds on the show, and he was like, "Oh, you don't want him, he's crazy." And I'm like, "No, I don't want you, I want him." Like, I kind of wanted a crazy guy, which is what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about.
Oh, yeah. Burt
was
Reynolds,
this notion of
he is
crazy. Yeah.
Burt Reynolds.
But he's
I remember
funny.
one time he
was
caught his
on
hair on fire when he was over.
On the lot.
Yeah, he was he came over and he had caught his hair on fire. I don't know how. We're like, "Oh, you better go to the doctor. You've got a big friggin' hole in your scalp."
Because Roseanne's show was on the Radford,
right
along
behind.
with Seinfeld and Evening Shade. And I remember hearing a story, all his stories about Burt. And he would go on his hiatus, he'd go away and hire people for the show. And then people would show up, quit their job, in whatever bar he just found them in.
That's great.
And they'd come and go, "We're ready to work." And he'd go, "What?" And they'd just pay him off. And the guy'd have to go home. But can you imagine that? Like you're in your little town and Burt Reynolds shows up at your candy store and offers you a job?
That's kind of, what was he thinking?
I don't know. But I think he had some, you were talking about you had OCD. He must have had some crazy stuff. I met Burt Reynolds, though, which was an amazing...
Was he pissed? Because he doesn't have a big sense of humor, does he?
You know what Burt Reynolds loves to do is slap you in the face really hard.
Yeah, he's like one of those masculine guys. He's punching you, you know.
But no, he was real nice to me. And
did he slap you?
He told me really funny stories. He told me he was in Deliverance, you know, which I loved. You know, he said, you know, I used to do my own gags. Gags, I guess, are like stunts. He was a stunt man.
Yeah.
And so he said, you know, they had this gag and where I went over waterfall.
And what, a
so
car or something?
No, he just fell. You know, this was
he just falls off a waterfall.
Bandit. This was like Deliverance. They were in the middle of
right.
So he says, "I'll do the fall. We don't need a stuntman." Frankenheimer says, "No, we need a stuntman." He goes, "Nah, we don't want that." He goes, "Okay, well, we'll just use a dummy. We'll just throw a dummy over, you know?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "No." So Frankenheimer's idea was just to throw a dummy over, and Burt Reynolds said, "No, absolutely, I'm going to do it myself." So Burt Reynolds says he does it, and he said he did. You know, he said some term I'm not familiar with. You know, I do a half pike or something like that. He said his shoulder immediately hit a rock, then his head hit another rock.
Oh, God.
And then he said, the next thing you remember, he's way downstream. All his clothes had been torn off him. And he looked up and he was just like in shock, right? The next thing he remembers, he's waking up in a hospital. John Frankenheimer is at his bedside. And he goes, then I said to John, how'd it look, you know, on the daily? And John Frankenheimer said it looked like a dummy falling off a wire. So that made me laugh.
So he does have a good sense of humor.
He has a very good sense of humor.
And did Burt smack you around a couple of times just to show you where it was at?
So what was the first sketch that you ever got on, or what was the first written material that you ever got on the show?
I wrote a sketch for the first show because Burt Reynolds had just was on Larry King Live and was kind of famous at the time that because he was in a contentious divorce with Lonnie Anderson, and he was wearing this crazy purple suit on Larry King Live, and he announced, "I will, you know, Lonnie Anderson is lying, and I will get her on this show with you, Larry, and we'll both take truth serum." And I was like, truth serum? What? Is that even a real thing? So it was so funny. And then so I wrote a sketch where they both drank like from beakers of truth serum, you know. And Lauren did not care for it. It opened the show, you know. It was like a big hit at the table. What's his name did Burt Reynolds? Phil Hartman. Oh, wow. It was Phil Hartman and Jan Hooks. And it just... the next week, Lauren like pointed to it as the example of what we should not be doing on the show. He said it was just the, you know, he calls things Carol Burnettish, you know, which is the ultimate insult. He said it was just the most Carol Burnettish type of sketch. But I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know. And he let me do it. It got all the way to the air. He chose it, and he put it on first. Not my fault.
I love the Burt Reynolds impression you do. So a bit about A, like the genesis of it. B, has Burt, have you met Burt? Has he commented? And just while I have this, over the 41 years of SNL, I'm wondering, besides Farley, going back to day one, who are the players that really you most admire and maybe shaped you?
Well, when I was a kid, I liked, my favorite was Dan Aykroyd by 9 Miles. I always wondered why Chevy was the star, because I thought, God damn, Dan Aykroyd can do anybody, and he's so funny and stuff. And the reason I want to do Burt Reynolds, because I loved him when I was a kid. I don't really do impressions, but guys who I really like, I can do. And guys that are funny, it's kind of a cheat, but you know, you do an impression of them, and then you're funny because they're funny. Do you know what I mean? So I always used to watch him on the Tonight Show. And I said, I gotta get him a sketch. So then I stole this sketch called Halfwits from Second City. And I turned that into Celebrity Jeopardy. And I felt really bad for stealing the sketch. And so I waited until Martin Short was coming on. And I said, Martin, can I do this sketch? I stole it from Halfwits. And then he said, oh, I didn't write it, Eugene Levy wrote it. And I had to phone Eugene Levy and ask him. And he was a gentleman about it and said that I could do it. But then when I did it, Lauren picks out the wardrobe. He had this gray hair and gray beard and stuff. And I was like, no, I want to play it from the 70s. It's kind of odd, but all the time I did it, nobody ever commented. But the three celebrities, one of them was from 50 years ago. Oh, Bert, yeah, no, I met him, and goddamn, that guy was funny. He just told me the funniest stories. And yeah, he said he wanted to, this is a story I told him. He said, he get all these girls when he was young, he was so handsome. He said one time he was in a hotel, and there's this beautiful blonde, and she said, like, just come up to my room, have a lot of sex. So he goes up to her room, and they're kissing on the bed and stuff, and then he said she whispered in his ear, and she said, I'll be right back. I have to take a dump. So he ran away. Most of us would run away, but he could just get the next girl and
It's like with comics, it's like you have to love doing what you do and actually do it.
You're so
you know
right.
what I mean? Like you can't just be lazy. That skates by for when you're naturally funny, you can be lazy at first, but eventually you got to get your shit together and work. It's,
A lot of people don't know that you're on the road like 300-something days a year. You're doing stand-up.
I was trying to, B.B. King told me he did 320 days a year. Big man, with, and he had to prick his fingers. Everybody used loose steel. So I said, I'm going to try beat B.B. King. If he can do it, I can do it. But I never got past 300 I did last year.
But it was kind of a lot. Wow. You're like the Jay-Z of stand-up.
These broken pieces I hold in my hands don't have a chance to mend at all. Before they get thrown into chaos again, I try to pretend I'm whole enough to stand in this world so unsteady.
Potential jurors for the O.J. Simpson case were asked to fill out a 75-page jury questionnaire this week. In the entire state of California, only one person got a perfect score. Xiao Ming Wu, who after the trial plans to attend Caltech. By the way, you can now purchase a bronze statue of the Juice for only $3,395. And for an even $5,000, you can buy one that Al Cowlings has kissed the ass of. O.J. Simpson's new fitness video was released this week, and hitting the shelves next week, Simpson's newest video, Dorf on Stocking. The crowd is torn. According to retailers, the most popular Halloween mask this year is O.J. Simpson. And the most popular Halloween greeting is, I'll kill you and that guy who's bringing over your glasses, or treat. And the Pope came out with a book this week, which contains a series of essays examining faith and morality in today's secular world and the changing role of the Catholic Church as it approaches the 21st century. The book is entitled, God Himself Told Me That O.J. is Guilty. In other book news, Prince Charles released an autobiography in which he states that he never loved Princess Di and that his father pressured him to marry her. The book is entitled, Of Course O.J. Did It. I mean, come on. In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. That's probably... You don't get worse luck than that. And O.J. announced this week that he's coming out with a new book called I Want to Tell You. And if it's successful, O.J. will work on yet another book entitled From Football to Prison, My 25 Years of Showering with Other Men. And finally, in honor of the 50th anniversary of their first publication, Random House will be releasing special commemorative issues of many Dr. Seuss classics. The first to hit the bookshelves will be Green Eggs and Ham and O.J. is Guilty. Judge Ito was interviewed this week by a local TV station in Los Angeles. Asked by the interviewer if it was appropriate for a supposedly impartial judge to be on TV with his case still pending, Ito said, "Maybe not, but how appropriate is it to kill your ex-wife?" It was revealed today that O.J. Simpson told police that Nicole Brown Simpson used to beat him up. He also claimed that she and Ron Goldman killed him. O.J. Simpson's lawyers have decided to skip hearings on DNA evidence and go right to trial. Asked why they did this, the lawyers replied, "We want to get O.J. acquitted as speedily as possible so he can get back to doing what he does best, killing people." Well, let's get to O.J. O.J. Simpson's lawyers say they don't want the families of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman in the courtroom during the trial. They're afraid the presence of the family members will just remind O.J. of how much more killing he still has to do. Well, O.J. Simpson's lawyers stopped feuding this week, finally. The Dream Team, F. Lee Bailey and Robert Shapiro, were able to put aside their differences and express their admiration for each other after O.J. threatened to cut their heads off. According to the National Transportation Safety Board, sleepy truckers are responsible for 1,000 deaths a year. In second place, O.J. Simpson at 2 deaths a year. It was revealed this week that defense lawyer Johnny Cochran once abused his first wife. In his defense, Cochran said, "Hey, at least I didn't kill her like some people I know." Tomorrow, Judge Lance Ito will take O.J. and the jury on a tour of the now famous crime scene. For the jury, it will be their first look at the actual location. Of course, for O.J., it will be just a case of been there, done that. Judge Lance Ito was happy with the jurors' field trip to the crime scene last week. It went off without a hitch, said Ito. Not one murder. O.J.'s pal Al Cowlings now has a 1-900 number. For $2.99 a minute, Cowlings will tell callers that O.J. is innocent. And for $3.99 a minute, he'll try to do it without laughing. And this week, Simpson defense lawyers questioned witnesses about a half-melted container of ice cream found at the murder site. The Simpson defense has seized upon the ice cream for 2 reasons. 1, it may help fix the time of the murders, and 2, it was the only thing in the murder scene without any of O.J.'s blood on it. To illustrate the point that their client is running out of money to defend himself, O.J. Simpson's lawyer said this week that if he had to do it over again, after killing his victims, O.J. would now rob them as well. That one you find troubling? We went Was O.J. Simpson high on speed the night of the murders? Absolutely not, said defense attorney Johnny Cochran today. And a simple test of any of O.J.'s blood found at the crime scene will prove it. And O.J. pal Al Cowling said this week that in looking for the truth in the O.J. Simpson case, he sometimes talks to a picture of Nicole Brown Simpson, something that in the past would have gotten him killed by O.J. F. Lee Bailey said this week that if the defense only knew what Ron Goldman's last words were, they might be able to find the real killer. You know, if you ask me, Goldman's last words were probably, hey, you're O.J. Simpson. Oh no, O.J. has struck again. How about that? Not a good thing. And in court this week, Cato Kalin testified that O.J. Simpson did not appear angry before or after the period of his wife's murder. But Kalin admitted he could have been a touch edgy while he was actually murdering her. Might have been a... Hertz Rental Car Company announced this week that it will buy 520,000 vehicles, increasing its worldwide fleet 24%. In addition, they will try to find a new spokesman who won't kill his ex-wife. This week at the O.J. Simpson trial, the infamous bloody glove was finally introduced into evidence, and O.J. didn't help his case any by blurting out, "There it is, I've been looking all over for that thing." And a new shocker in the O.J. Simpson trial. This afternoon, Judge Lance Ito dismissed yet another juror, a 45-year-old African-American male, for failing to tell the court that he had once worked for Hertz Rent-A-Car and that he had once held Nicole Brown Simpson's glasses while O.J. killed her. Dismissed Simpson juror Jeanette Harris revealed in interviews this week that the jury is torn by dissension and is already divided into two camps, those who think he is guilty and those who are really, really stupid. A bad week for the prosecution at the O.J. Simpson trial. Under intense cross-examination by defense lawyer Barry Scheck, LAPD crime expert Dennis Fung admitted that he may have contaminated the crime scene when he accidentally dropped a big bucket full of O.J.'s DNA. Our top story tonight, this week in the O.J. Simpson trial. After grisly photos of the murdered Nicole Brown Simpson were shown in court, O.J. turned his head away and wept. It was at that moment that he realized he would never be able to kill her again. Well, in a questionable move by the defense team this week, O.J. Simpson demonstrated how to stab two people at the same time. Remember 12 Angry Men, the classic courtroom drama? Well, the first film about the O.J. Simpson case is in the works. It's entitled 9 Angry Black People, 2 Scared Asians, and a White Guy Who Hasn't Spoken Since Rosa Lopez. Testimony during the final week provided some spellbinding moments. In a brilliant move during closing arguments, Simpson attorney Johnny Cochran put on the knit cap prosecutors say O.J. wore the night he committed the murders. Although O.J. may have hurt his case when he suddenly blurted out, hey, easy with that. That's my lucky stabbing hat. Well, the trial of the century is over. Late yesterday, the fate of O.J. Simpson, the most famous murder suspect in United States history, was placed in the hands of the jurors. They must now decide whether to free him or get all their heads cut off.
Maybe I had a bad time in here.
Tilsonburg, goddamn, my back still aches when I hear that word. But, anyways, I'm in America and, Hamilton, maybe we can figure out one by the end of the show. We got the smokestacks and the tie cats and good old Hamilton. The tie cats. The tie cats. Hey, there's Howie Meeker doing the play-by-play. He was before old Don Cherry and nighttime glasses. But, Howie Meeker, of course, would not do tie cats telecasts because that's not hockey. But listen, let's go to the prepared text. There's no prepared text, but I've written some words down on this piece of paper because Steve brings a goddamn fucking computer out. And then he got me nervous. I'm like, what if I forget everything? I don't know, computers, listen. Nothing smarter than a computer. You see where they played Jeopardy against a computer? Did you see that fucking thing? And then, so it's a computer, right? His name's Watson. He goes by the name of Watson. Anyways, so he plays two human beings, and then everybody's fucking surprised when the computer wins. I thought it was going to be that guy who worked at the hat factory. That guy seemed pretty smart. Even their anecdotes, Alex Trebek's like, well, Watson, you have a funny story for us? And he's like, yeah, one time Oscar Wilde went up to George Bernard Shaw, and then the next guy's like, fuck, this sounds like another good one. I was going to tell my one about that fellow that took the wrong hat that day. You can't be no fucking computer. What do you... They know everything in the world. Dirty stuff on the computer, like computer pornography. I would advise you not to, on account of I don't know. I think it changes you. Fundamentally changes you. Because you're just a regular fella, and then you're fucking looking at this stuff. And then first, because I only got turned into it about a couple of years ago, I was late to the game, but I couldn't fucking believe what I was seeing. First of all, there's thousands upon thousands, and you never see the same girl twice. That's the weird thing. You go, good Lord, is every girl a whore? I've never met a lady like this in my life. Where do they live? I don't fucking... And they're just with some fat guy with a big belly. I don't know. Anyways. And then you get desensitized to it too, That's what happens after a while, because at first you can't stay, you're whacking off 6 times a day. And after a while you get, like they say in the big books, desensitized. I don't know if you've ever read those big books. That's a word they enjoy putting in there. And what that means is you watch it and you're like, man, she's only taking 6 cocks up her ass. Why is she getting in business if she's going to be such a prude? I'll find something else. I'll find a worse thing a human can do to another human. I need to, You don't want to reach that stage. Then you got to pull away and try to be a civilized human again. Man, enough filth. What I was going to say about America is that when you go there from Canada to live, you realize things are important. Like everybody got a fucking opinion about it. You guys like fucking whatever. But everybody got an opinion. You know, and in Canada, I grew up, and I didn't really have like opinions and stuff like that. You know, and I think it's because it's my Canadian nature not to like, because things are very important in the United States, like elections and stuff like that. You vote for the wrong guy, he could blow up the fucking world. So that's because they got a red phone. We don't have no red phone. They're not going to give Canada a fucking red phone. But, so there, it's a very important decision who you vote for. And here, when you vote, you know, it's always like, who are you going for? I don't know. I think I like that guy that wants to build that bridge. I'd like to see a bridge over the... So it's not going to be that consequential one way or the other. And then also, you don't even get to vote for the fucking top guy. You just vote for the fucker who lives down the street. And then he's in Parliament, you know, and he's like, hey, what about that bridge? And they're like, shut the fuck up. What that goddamn bridge? Why the fuck would we care about your riding? Why? We don't care about your riding. But in the States, people are very, very into opinions, you know, and everybody's got one, and, you know. And I don't know when that started, because, like, I know virtually nothing, you know. And so I daren't have an opinion on most things because I don't want to be wrong, you know. And but people ask all kinds. Like one guy came up to me the other week. He was like, "Hey, what's your opinion on stem cell research?" So I'm like, "Me?" That's an interesting question. I'll tell you what. Why don't I go to science school for 10 years, and then I'll come back here. Here, we'll meet here on this very spot a decade hence, and I will jot it down in your century at a glance. We'll meet right here, and I will tell you what those 3 words mean. I don't know. I just talked into this thing. I don't know. Anyways.
Thanks so much for coming. Norm, people don't know this. Norm MacDonald is not feeling well. He's been sick, but he was a real trooper, and he showed up anyway.
I've been sick like 3 days. I was barfing and had diarrhea and everything.
Okay, well, we didn't need to know, that. You could have said I've been feeling a little flu-ish. Yeah, a little under the weather. But you're feeling okay right now?
Yeah. You know, when I got kind of a hypochondriac, so when I get sick, I want to find out if I'm going to die, you know, from it. Mm-hmm. And so I try to like think, where did I get the sickness? You ever do that?
Yeah, you figure out, did I come in contact with some, you know, how did I get it?
Yeah, did I get, because I know, like Ross Abrash, this guy who works up on Saturday Night Live, he was sick last week. I thought maybe I got it from him. Mm-hmm. I remember I ate some shellfish a few days ago. Mm-hmm. And then yesterday, I got stabbed with a rusty syringe by this 80-pound homeless guy.
Probably Ross Abrash,
if
I'm guessing right.
Yeah, I was just saying, it was Ross Abrash.
Yeah, right. It probably was him.
And then, do you know Tanya Addy?
Who?
She works on your show. I just talked to her.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't talk to people on my show. I deal with everyone through lawyers and intermediaries.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm like Elvis in like 1976. I'm in a room with the shades drawn, eating a lot of peanut butter, shooting out TV sets.
Holy Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. Go to town, my friend. What about her?
Who?
You are feeling a little unwell, aren't you?
I just wanted to see if you remember her name.
Sure.
What?
Yeah.
I just told you.
Yeah, Tanya.
Yeah, Tanya, what's her last name?
Oh, come on, we got to get the show going. Now.
But she was telling me, this is interesting, she was telling me that, you know that movie, The Elephant Man?
Yeah.
We were just talking about it backstage, and I always thought it was a stupid movie, and she said it's a really good movie, and I said the stupidest thing in it is because, you know that part where the guy says,
I am a human. I am not an elephant. I am a human being.
I'm not a monster, I think. Whatever. I'm a human. And I'm not an animal. I'm a human being, yeah.
Tanya just pointed that out to me, that it's I am not an animal.
Right.
Because I thought it was stupid. Like, the guy doesn't even hardly look like an elephant. So why would he
You would be the worst movie critic in the world. You know, if you had your own movie criticism show and you came on and this whole movie sucked. He's not an oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Forget what I said.
Anyway, that has nothing to do with anything. It's just Tanya and I were talking backstage.
Yeah. Tanya who? Quick.
Addie.
Right. See, I knew. You got the weekend update coming up.
Yeah.
You got some topical jokes.
Yeah.
You got brewing. I know you. Your mind's always going.
I'm always thinking about the jokes from the paper, you know, so I can come on, especially when I come on your show, you know.
Sure.
You know how I come on your show and I always try to have some jokes from the newspaper?
Sort of like now, yeah.
Yeah. So here's the joke I got.
Yeah.
Y'all know about this woman, right, from Denmark that left her baby out in the street?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, folks? Yeah. I don't like it either. I don't think that's right.
Yeah. Good joke.
Oh, no.
You know,
that was the premise I was stating.
Update would be so easy for you. It would be such a great gig if that's all you did.
That's all I
What do
did.
you think about that, Boo? Yeah, all right. And in another story, President Clinton hurt his knee. What do you think? Oh, too bad. Yeah, okay.
No, the point of it is this. I have a joke about it.
Okay.
Because they got reunited today.
Oh.
It was in the newspaper, in the New York Post and the New York Daily News. And so I was thinking, now they're flying back to Denmark, and this crazy woman puts the baby out on the wing.
You want to try another one, or you want to? It's your choice.
I think the fever's breaking.
There was another one in the paper today.
You realize that this now doubles the pressure on this one.
Right.
So
No,
this creates a real tense TV moment.
I swear to God, this one will really do well. This one concerns a fella that won the lottery. And he was a garbage man. He won the lottery. He won the New York State lottery. And he won like $8 million. And he said he's not going to quit his job. And you've always heard that, right?
Right. I'm going to keep my job.
I'm going to keep my job. And there's only one occupation where the person does not keep his job when he
wins the lottery.
Wins the lottery. You know what that occupation is?
No.
Crack whore.
That was amazing. You pulled it out. I was worried about you for a minute. I thought you were in deep trouble. I thought you might get backed into a corner, have a lot more pressure on you, and then not have anything.
I know.
But the pitch came in low and towards the middle, and you put it out of the park.
No, I didn't.
What are you talking about? When people hear crack whore, they just start laughing.
I like that.
That's just the reaction people have.
It's cartoon birds fly in and sing a song. Crack whore.
What are you doing now?
I just saw on the TV my hair.
Okay. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little commercial break.
Okay, great.
And I'm going to get security in here. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk to you some more because you're going to have some fluids during the break and stuff.
Fluids?
Yeah, you'll see. We'll get that Tanya girl to get them for you.
I thought when you said that, I thought you meant fluids out of my ass.
You know, a couple of times in the 4 years I've been doing this show, someone has stopped me just before I went to commercial to try one more joke. That was the most worthwhile of all this time. We'll take a break, everybody. We'll be right back. Everybody, we're with a rehydrated Norm MacDonald. How you doing?
Good, man.
You know, I'm over here, yeah. You did the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't catch the whole thing. I caught, I think, the second half of your act. This is a big tradition in Washington. The president speaks, and then they get a comedian to speak.
Yeah.
And you did a great job. You were really funny.
They have the president comes up and talks, and he has a lot of fun. He does jokes, you know. I didn't know that. I thought he'd just talk about the country and stuff like that. But he does jokes.
Yeah.
And then he kills, you know, he does great because he's the president, you know? And then you have to go on after him, after the president.
See, I did it one year, and I was the last guy, I think, who got to do it. I went first, and then the president spoke about issues and stuff, and it's much better that way.
Yeah.
But you had to follow him.
You had to follow the president, you know, and that's not good, you know? You ever hear that? There's an old show business maxim. Never follow the leader of the free world. You know?
I know that one, yeah.
I can't even follow Carrot Top, you know? Now I'm trying to follow this character, you know?
You know, we have a photo of Carrot Top always on the ready. Don't we have a photo of Carrot Top, Liz?
Let's see,
just
where
to
is it?
put it up, just so people can see Carrot Top.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, but how did it went good? I saw some, you know.
Yeah.
It must have been an impressive event.
It was cool to meet the president. Although he's all crippled up now, he's got like...
That's not politically correct. He's all crippled up.
What do you call it?
He's just disabled.
Disabled,
at
yeah.
the moment.
He's handicapped.
There you go.
Actually, when you think about it, he's handicapped, and he's the president of the United States. He must have an unbelievable parking spot. When you think about it, you know? That guy, right? He's got to be...
It's a short walk.
Yeah, it's very close to the building.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, when you have to... they made me do is they made me screen my jokes with the Secret Service. You know those guys?
Yeah.
And so I had to give my jokes to Secret Service, and they were reading them, and they don't laugh, those guys, you know? They're not big laughers.
They didn't.
They're not risible. A guy told me that word. You know what that means?
I don't know who you are tonight. I don't know what that word is.
No, that word means, that's something for you to learn there. That word means easy to make laugh. Risible.
Risible.
Risible. Easy to make laugh.
Good, yeah. Okay, we wish we had some risible people in here tonight. Oh, yeah?
So.
Let's pack the audience with some risible people.
No, I don't blame them.
No, not at all. Why should you blame them?
So, no, they're good people.
They should have just gone crazy at crack whore.
But I'll tell you this about the Secret Service.
They have to learn a lot and come back.
I'll tell you this about the Secret Service.
Yes.
I admire them because they have a tough job. Their job is to get shot. That's their job, getting shot in the belly.
Well, no, I think their job is, maybe that's a byproduct of their job.
No, that's their job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their job's not just to hang around, listening in their ear things.
Uh-huh.
Nobody cares about that. The president, if anybody wants to shoot him, he says to the guys, he goes, listen, instead of them shooting me, do you mind if they shoot you in the belly?
You think he talks to him like that? They have a little huddle before he goes somewhere?
Yeah. And man, I'm telling you, man, but it's scary because when I did my talk, they told me about the podium is like bulletproof and everything. The president has before he goes into a room, they bring a bunch of dogs in to sniff out guns, you know? And it's like if I was the president, holy God, I'd be scared the whole time.
Really?
You know?
Well, no, he's well protected.
No, but still, everybody wants to kill you. I mean, not everybody. Most people like you. You're the president.
Right.
But a lot of guys want to kill you.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Oh, believe me, I was there.
And did you meet anybody, any heroes of yours? You meet any big celebrities?
Yeah, I met Larry Flint. He's not my hero, but he's a guy. He's a famous guy.
Sure, he's famous. He's well known.
Yeah, I enjoy meeting famous guys,
sure.
You know. And he came out, he's in a wheelchair, and he talks like this. He goes, "Gah!" But he was, it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
No.
He was shot. So he said, because I was in the movie The People Against Larry Flint.
Versus Larry. You were in the movie. The People versus. It was a famous movie, and you're in it.
I was in it. I was one of the people that was versusing him.
Okay.
So he said to me, hey, no, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. No, but this is what he said to me, Conan. He goes, when you're in Los Angeles, you know, I told him I was coming to Los Angeles. He goes, when you're in Los Angeles, he goes, look me up. He goes, I'll take care of you.
When other people say that, you think that means nothing, but coming from him.
Like if my Uncle Phil told me that from Minneapolis, I'd think if he went, hey, I'll take care of you when you come to Minneapolis, that means like, I'll make you a nice chicken pot pie. You know? But Larry Flint, that means, you know, I'll get you a couple of hot, dirty broads, you know, and then while you're having sex with them, I'll come into my wheelchair. You know? Who knows what it means?
Okay. Well, Saturday Night Live, season finale. I should tell them about this.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum, who you know as the... My God almighty. Someone shot a gun.
No one shot a gun. It was the guitar feeding back.
The guitar? Oh.
Yeah. You're obsessed.
I don't know.
It was the guitar feeding back.
No, Jeff Goldblum, the Fly. He's going to be there?
Yeah. He's many other stuff.
No, also the dinosaur. Let's keep going. Come on, hurry up.
And Vogue. We gotta go. I'm gonna throw up. Norm MacDonald, everybody. Other people are coming up.
Norm, I'm sleeping with your wife.
You son of a bitch, motherfucker! Huh? You sleep with my fucking wife? You son of a bitch cocksucker! You're my best fucking friend, Adam! God damn you, motherfucker! I'll fucking kill you! You sleep with, that's what you were doing on fucking Friday night, were you, huh? You fucking bastard! You say you...
Okay, I apologize. We had some technical difficulties. Got a little carried away. I gotta apologize. I feel partially responsible. So
what was that? You don't even have a wife. You don't even have a wife.
That's true. I never was the marrying kind. Okay, we're ready to pull the classic vodka and funnel prank.
Yeah, you swallow that, you fucker. You drink that down. You don't fucking spit that out. Yeah, you like it, you fucker. Drink it. Fucking swallow that fucking...
What the fuck is...
Adam Egat.
Yeah?
Would you come in, please?
What's up? How'd it go?
I just wanted to compliment you. Yes, you have a very nice tie. And I like your shirt. Louisville Slugger. Oh, God. You see, I care enough to use a brand name. That's right, Dandy. Why don't you just say Brand X, you bum? It's called authenticity. Right, you're not worth a bent penny, you damn drunkard.
Just gotta do something, though.
Okay. What? You have like somewhere to be? Or...
No, I just gotta do something.
Oh, no! Oh, good Christ almighty! That is a lot of pain! Oh, God, you're kicking me in the belly! Why? Oh, please stop! Okay, fair enough. Just don't kick me in the face.
Some fellas are blessed. Adam Egat, where have you been? Turns out, in a jiffy, the wig came off. He could have, by the way, why the hell did it take you so long? I had to talk to Gala for 10 minutes. You get...
Fucking suck that venom. Yeah, you fucking suck that fucking venom. Yeah, you want to spit it out? You got a fucking mouth load. Ah, fucking shoot it out of your face, you fucking cunt. You fucking whore. Ah!
Oh, thanks, dude. I didn't get any of that in my mouth.
Yeah, no problem, man. We'll be back with Simon Helber. You fucking sit down.
After numerous requests, the National Institute of Health has finally granted funds to the University of New Mexico in order to test mice for the deadly hantavirus. Although I'm sure the government would have acted a lot sooner if instead of mice, the hantavirus was killing off rich white guys. And in Brunswick, Maine, an outbreak of the deadly canine parvovirus has led to the local Humane Society killing many of its dogs. Gee, I wonder if the Humane Society would kill off victims of canine parvo if instead of dogs, they were rich old white guys. Wildlife officials in Maryland say that increased hunting will be necessary to control the state's black bear population. Gee, I wonder if hunting would be the answer if instead of overpopulation of black bears, there were an overpopulation of rich old white men. Yeah. Yeah. Then I wonder.
I feel that connection when you touch my body. I know you are something, and I can't ignore it. My friends tell me if I wanna go to the game, but we'll do my days like.
This is cool. So the news, we're going to talk about the news.
Right. So we have business news. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg is facing a $1 billion tax bill this year. Now that's
he pays $1 billion in taxes.
In tax. That's a lot of money.
Good problem to have, right, Tom?
That's not bad.
God damn.
Absolutely. $1 billion.
$1 billion. That's more than my dad made in his lifetime.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. This guy's carping about that. How old is this guy?
I don't know. I think he's in his mid-20s, maybe. I have to look it up.
And most of these, I feel these rich kids are unknown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's known because of that movie.
Yeah.
But I think most of them. I think that these super billionaire guys keep themselves unknown, so we don't find out and go to their house.
Oh yeah. He's probably not the real. You know, he's just sort of like the. You know, there's much bigger billionaires.
You think there's bigger guys?
I think they're living on an island somewhere.
Yeah.
They're just running everything.
Because when you hear about it, how much money the richest guys have.
Yeah.
Nobody. I mean, I know Sandler. He doesn't have nearly that much money. You know what I mean? And he's the richest guy, and he's super rich.
Yeah, if you had, you know, you probably don't want to make a big show.
No.
Yeah, they probably have the cure for cancer. They're probably selling all the. You know, all the drugs that we're all taking, all the drugs, they're selling all that stuff. They got all the cures. They're living on an island. Some of them are
those are the mother that fucking introduced crack into my neighborhood last month.
You have a crack problem?
Well, now I do, because those introduced crack into the neighborhood.
Really?
And what they don't tell you about crack is, god damn, it's good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the radio station launched the day after Princess Diana died, so it was it wasn't quite the sort of fanfare and celebration. A bit like when Farrah Fawcett died, and then it was usurped by Michael Jackson.
Somebody told me the Queen murdered her.
Yes, she did. Yeah. Yes, that's well known in England. Yeah. I'd like to apologise to the Queen.
According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne. In other book news, Prince Charles released an autobiography in which he states that he never loved Princess Di and that his father pressured him to marry her. The book is entitled, Of Course O.J. Did It. I mean, come on. Queen Elizabeth II visited Russia this week, becoming the first English monarch to set foot in the Soviet Union. The visit, which will last for 2 weeks, is expected to have absolutely no effect on anything whatsoever. New York City doorman Lenny Ladenhoff nearly fell over from shock when Princess Diana confided to him that she was feeling horny and invited him to drop by her hotel suite Thursday evening. Way to go, Lenny! Last week, Queen Elizabeth won 10 pounds in her country's national lottery. However, she has no plans to quit her job as Queen of England. Yeah, I knew. You think I didn't know? A blind man felt Princess Diana's face last week and said she is the prettiest woman I've ever seen. He then picked up a toilet plunger and said, "Thank you for this royal scepter. I shall treasure it always." And now a correction to a story we ran last week. Prince Charles is actually the one in the middle. So we apologize for that. Well, New Yorkers were asked in a recent survey what they thought of the new slicked-back hairdo Princess Di displayed on a recent trip to the city. 38% of New Yorkers approved, 45% disapproved, and 17% said, "You stopped me for this? Now I'm going to shoot you." Former British cavalry officer James Hewitt, who was Lady Diana's secret lover, says he will never, ever disclose the contents of more than 100 love letters that she sent to him. This, according to Hewitt's new book, I Banged a Princess. In England, a much-publicized videotape of a naked Princess Diana having sex with her lover, Captain James Hewitt, has turned out to be a fake. But on the bright side, it's still a video of two naked people having sex. The Franklin Mint has announced plans to market a Princess Diana porcelain doll. And the timing of the move has made some people very unhappy. Critics charge that the doll is in poor taste, and they're even more upset about the Franklin Mint's other new offering, porcelain landmines. You can play with them together if you want. A Tampa businesswoman who bought several of Princess Diana's gowns as a collector is now putting them on display to raise money for charity. However, her method of display is being described by many as inappropriate. Still, for 4 bits, you know, it's a good deal. Well, a sad story from Britain this week. According to the Earl of Spencer, several intruders have recently broken into his family estate in search of souvenirs from Princess Diana's grave. But the Earl says he knows just how to protect the site: landmines.
I use my time you know what I do? I do a lot of charity work for things that people, I don't like arguing with people, you know, when they have another opinion than me. So what I do is I pick very popular opinions, and then I work for those people. Like, for instance, there was, you know the landmine big thing? Princess Diana, one of the greatest people who ever lived, she was against landmines. So tragically she died, you know, before her landmine crusade really got rolling, you know. And of course it was a terrible tragedy and everything like that. And then she died, and hey, how about this? Remember when she died, and then Elton John wrote that song for her, but it was the same song that he wrote for Marilyn Monroe? That seems like kind of a jip. But the king's like, hey, man, you wrote a song for my daughter? I don't know if there's a king. You wrote a song for Princess Diana? Yes. Well, you all ready? She just died an hour ago. Yeah, I wrote it. I wrote it. And here it is. She lived her life like a candle in the wind. Wait a minute. It sounds like that song you wrote about Marilyn Monroe. Well, it's a little bit. Some of the same words. Well, why'd you do that? Because they're similar when you think about it. Come on. Marilyn Monroe, she was taking crazy drugs and promiscuous, running around. Man, you know, you never knew if she was going to live or die. She's just living her life crazy like a candle in the wind, you know. And Princess Di, she lived in a castle. But, you know, they're sort of the same. They were blonde. I got to go. But anyways, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that I am very against landmines. So I will go and I will make, I'll go to protests, you know, and I'll have a big sign that says, no more landmines. Because if you don't know about landmines, hey, you're educating me about stuff tonight. I'll educate you a little about landmines, you know, because there's many different causes, you know. And landmines are terrible. What they are is they put them underneath the earth, and then you step on them, and they blow you up. So I go there, and I protest against them. And what's fun about it is there's very few counter-protesters. You know, there's a couple of guys out there, but clearly these guys are in the pocket of the, you know, big landmine companies in this country. You know? I don't mean to get all Bill Maher on you or anything, but if you think that the landmine companies in this country care about you, the little person, they don't care about you. They care about blowing you up when you're not expecting it. That's how they make their money. No.
Norm MacDonald's here, ladies and gentlemen. Norm, how you feeling?
I'm not a guest, though. It's like it's on The View and like. Right?
Were you ever on The View?
Yeah, I was.
What's that Star Jones like?
No, you want to hear my View story?
Yes. Were you really on The View?
Yeah, I was in L.A. and I was doing some fucking sitcom, and I was like, I was up all night. They wanted to interview me on The View, and so I was already up all night gambling and stuff. And I'd been talking about to the producer all the week through, and he kept having comedy ideas for me. Like he'd go, hey, what if you come out with red hair?
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Or,
really?
Are you making this up?
No, that's what I'm thinking.
No, his name is Bill Geddes.
Is he the guy they show on? He's always sitting.
He's the guy they show, and he goes, I go, why would I wear red hair? And he goes, Barbara just got her hair dyed, and the gals are giving her trouble for it.
Oh, still not good, but explainable.
So I don't want to do that. So I'm like, no, I won't do that. I keep going, I'll think of something, you know. So anyways, I remember one of his, he kept pitching them every day. And one of them he said was, he goes, what if you go out there and all of a sudden during the middle of the interview, your phone rings.
Oh, great.
And he goes, but we don't tell the ladies, you know. Because you pull out the phone, you go, it's your agent, Morty. You go, Morty. My agent, Morty.
Marty Flipman.
So I go, Morty, you can't call me during the show, you know. And he goes, that'll be funny, man.
Why does he think he has to give you funny ideas?
I don't know, because. But
Swallow
I guess
your
I
gum.
agreed
Spit
to
your
that.
gum out.
Sorry. I guess I agreed to that one without.
You did that
You did
one.
it?
Well, I didn't remember, but I was like going towards in the car from the casino to the View, and I still didn't have a story, so I said, "Oh, just ask me about Bill Cosby. I have a Bill Cosby story." So when I got there, I guess without me knowing, he's like, "Hi, how are you? Here's the phone." He handed me like a cell phone, a fake one. I was like, oh, I forgot what it was. I've been up all night and everything. So I went out and I was about to tell my Bill Cosby story, and the gals had a picture of me meeting George W. Bush, who was running for election against who was he running against?
John Kerry?
Al Gore.
Al Gore, yeah. Nobody knew he was really bad yet. So, but anyways, you
mean George Bush?
Yeah, I had a chance to meet him. So I was like, oh, that'll be cool. Like, you get to meet the president. I mean, the guy who's running to be president. And there's not, I guess, there's not a lot of conservative support, and because he landed, it was just me and Ben Stein. It wasn't all these like Hillary lands; it's everyone else.
So you met did you meet him?
Yeah, and because no one wants to meet him, you get to meet him. You know, even as a very peripheral celebrity. And I got to go on the plane. Like I would have had to be like Barbara Streisand status.
Hold on, you got to go on what's that plane called?
No, that was before he was president.
Yeah,
Didn't he still fly on a?
This is before he was president, not Air Force One.
Oh,
that's what you're thinking, Tom?
Are you still in a private plane with him?
Yeah,
private plane.
No big deal.
That's still
no, I know.
So go on, you're on the View.
Anyways, the gals show the picture of me like shaking his hand, and they didn't even tell me they were going to do it. And then they're like, all of a sudden, everything's like they're commies or something. You know, it's like they have this picture. They keep making fun of it, like I'm Kurt Waldheim in the forest with Hitler. So you know, it's just
you feel like saying, "Hey, this is before we knew."
Well, no, we didn't even know then. He was just running. So, anyways, I said, well, what about the guy we got in now? He murdered a guy, I heard. That's what I said.
You said that?
That's what I said.
That's what...
I said, that guy murdered a guy. And then Barbara Walters goes, what did you say? And I go, isn't it a matter of public record? I thought he murdered a guy. And then made it look like a suicide. So she's like, you're stepping on thin ground, mister. So I go,
Barbara Walters.
Which is not even a saying, so you know he's in trouble.
It's true. It's not a saying. So I go, so I said, I just kept pretending like it wasn't a crazy thing to say. And she's like, oh, and the audience was all uncomfortable. And then I hear in the studio a phone ring. It's like a.
Oh, that. Oh God!
Like it's the guy trying to help it out, but it's at a bad time. So I pick up the phone. I go, "Hey, Morty." I go, "What are you doing?" You know, the girl's like, "Huh?" So then I go, "I don't know." I go, "That Bill Geddes guy told me to take the fake phone out and pretend to talk to my agent Morty. He said it would be really funny." So then Barbara Walters goes, "You are one piece of work, mister." She goes, "Just tell your Bill Cosby story." Oh. So I go, "No, I can't tell it."
At this point, when it's, are you getting nervous at all?
I mean, don't you feel like you need to defend yourself?
Fun. No, it was fun.
You like that?
Oh, it's so fun. It was crazy.
I start sweating when that stuff
I want to
happens.
see a tape of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't get
Probably
it
on
to
YouTube.
Now, what part of that was
I think
fun?
I must have it somewhere, right?
Like,
That's
did
a
you
fucking
enjoy
good tape.
like exposing Barbara Walters, or
It was just fun seeing everyone like all this
uncomfortable?
It was fun when it was all crazy, and then when that phone rang, it was the funniest thing ever because it's the producer like. It's way gone. The audience saw like he's talking about what the president murdered a guy. Ring, ring, ring. He's like desperately.
I'll save this.
Yeah, but did Barbara Walters realize that it wasn't really your phone? Did she think you were lying? That it was Bill Geddes doing it? Did she think you were lying? You think?
No. I think she because I was just saying what happened. She got. But I didn't know any way out of it. I didn't want them to think that was my idea. Right. Like I ranted about the president, and then as part of a conceptual bit, pulled out a phone. I had to tell them it was Bill Geddes.
Where did
new songs on the radio sounding fake? Friends and Genesis for better anyway.
Hey, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, you know, but who knows?
You like George Bush, don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, you know, none of this. He's, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the. See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Who are the murderers?
Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to, you're not allowed to put out no accusations without
That's a little
darling.
too far.
That's the way it does work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen,
No,
we don't need
I
to
don't
talk
want to get
about
into
that.
this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not for nothing, Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up. Shut up. Look,
Okay.
let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now. Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
Norm, did you ever hear the word?
The phone is ringing.
I certainly hope that's somebody calling to tell you to go home.
Oh, no.
Dude, you got a phone ringing.
Oh.
Answer the phone.
Hello? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. The thing is this. There, you know Matt Strauss?
Yeah, the producer.
The producer. He told me it would be funny. He said, like, why don't you carry a cell phone on and then let it ring and then pretend like there's a guy on it?
Is there anybody on it?
No, it's a thing. Pretend
You know what, Norm? You're a dead man.
Here, you talk to him then.
You know what, Barbara? You know what you said about rage and work?
Give this man a plate of soup and tell him to shut up.
Norm,
all right, then. Let's see.
Norm.
What?
Okay, listen, Norm, listen. Not only have you annoyed us, but I've read that you have actually annoyed one of your idols. Who is that?
Oh, the great Bill Cosby.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Oh, my God, I love that guy. He's my hero, you know, just like you, maybe George or Bill Clinton would be your hero. I love.
There's no stopping you, is there?
No, you seem to like Bill Clinton.
They really, and this man leads into our show on Friday night.
I know.
It's all right, his career's over after this anyway. Who cares? Go ahead, Norm.
No, Bill Clinton, who's a great man, obviously. You know, everybody has their opinions, right?
Mm-hmm. Are you moving along?
No,
You're
Bill
going to get to the point.
Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Oh, Cosby.
Oh, God. Cosby.
What's in that coffee? What are you drinking in there?
Now, Bill Cosby is a great man, first of all. There has never been any accusations toward Bill Cosby about any...
Will you just tell us what you did for Bill Cosby?
Oh, I met him. I opened for him at a club, and he was a great man, you know. He's my hero of all time. You know how funny Bill Cosby is,
Yeah,
right?
so I'll get to the point. I'm going past menopause. Make the point. Let's go.
Not everything has a point.
We are learning that, okay? All right, Norm, you want to finish the story, or shall I ask you the next thing?
Well, the Bill Cosby thing is this.
Dear God.
I met Bill Cosby. We're all fans of Bill Cosby, right, Barbara?
Yeah.
What? Yes. Why don't we talk about the millionaire?
Oh, yeah, you know what? Tonight, Norm and I...
please. I like Bill Cosby. Let's talk about the millionaire.
Norm MacDonald and I are on The Millionaire tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell him about that, how you thought he's dumb today. Where do you see him tonight? Come on, Norm. Tell him, Norm.
People always told me Hollywood was like incredibly liberal and biased, and I thought it was untrue. But
You want to talk about the millionaire?
Yes, I do.
You have 10 seconds to
tell how
talk
much
about
you
the
want.
millionaire.
Don't tell how much
Don't
you
tell him what I won?
No.
Oh.
You're not allowed to tell anything like that.
Well, what are you trying to ask him then?
I don't know.
Okay.
He doesn't answer anything anyway.
All right. Okay, so he's on The Millionaire tonight, and he's on Friday nights, and
on Monday, his taxes will be audited.
So he's on Friday nights at 9. He's on The Millionaire at 9. You can play along at home on Enhanced TV. You are a number. I have never met anything like you. We will be right back.
Weekend Update with Norm MacDonald.
Thank you. I'm Norm MacDonald, and now the fake news. Yesterday, Simpson trial judge Lance Ito allowed that mystery envelope to be opened, and it appears Simpson may already have won $10 million. The first deaf Miss America, Heather Whitestone, was crowned last week in Atlantic City. Although completely deaf, she is an expert lip reader. Personally, I don't think she's that pretty, you know. Not my cup of tea. Well, David Hasselhoff is a huge rock star in Germany, where his latest album sold 5 million copies this week, which once again proves my theory: Germans love David Hasselhoff. Christy Brinkley told reporters this week that her marriage to Billy Joel was over long before their divorce. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Christy Brinkley and that she was married to Billy Joel. And in a related story, this week marked the 5,000th performance of the Broadway musical Cats. It also marked the 5,000th time a guy turned to his wife and said, "What the hell is this?" And finally, John Wayne Bobbitt is going to be an adult film star. He has been signed to play himself in the John Wayne Bobbitt story. The part of his severed penis will be portrayed by Pauly Shore. According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne. Las Vegas mogul Steve Wynn has announced plans for a new hotel, 46 stories high, set on a 17-acre island in the middle of a 50-acre artificial lake on the Las Vegas Strip. In a related story, Motel 6 now has shampoo. Well, a beef-flavored water for dog hit stores this week, and dogs are eagerly anticipating the arrival next month of the newest water flavor, other dogs' asses. With Republican control of the Senate, Oregon's Bob Packwood will become chairman of the Senate Finance Committee. In a statement, he promised to massage the budget, goose interest rates, and, if possible, stick his tongue down the throat of inflation. A French man who calls himself the Snake Man was arrested this week after climbing up the side of a Manhattan high-rise. Yep, he climbed right up the side of a high-rise. Just like a snake. Dr. James Watts, a neurosurgeon who performed the first frontal lobotomy, died this week in Washington. If you recall, a lobotomy involves drilling holes in the skull and then inserting and rotating a knife to destroy brain cells. What a genius. He'll be missed. This week is Taxi Cab Appreciation Week, so to all you taxi cab drivers out there, I'd appreciate it if you'd take a shower once in a while. How'd that be? A new hangover-free vodka is on the market. Yeah, the ads claim that the 80-proof vodka is so pure, it's virtually headache-free. But before you run out and buy it, remember, it causes massive anal bleeding. Former First Lady Nancy Reagan reports that her husband has been relaxing at their ranch, riding horses and chopping wood. Sadly, eyewitnesses report that he was actually riding wood and chopping horses. Ted Kennedy says now that he's won re-election, he can finally relax, get off that crazy diet, and really let himself go. Yeah, Ricky Lake, you know, she really is an animal lover, though. She has 3 cats, 2 dogs, and a big ass that follows her around everywhere. Well, there may be trouble in paradise. Lisa Marie Presley confirmed this week that she and Michael Jackson live in separate residences 50 miles away from each other. Lisa Marie was quoted as saying, "I guess being married to a homosexual pedophile wasn't such a great idea after all." Kenny G has a Christmas album out this year. Hey, happy birthday, Jesus. Hope you like crap. Serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer was attacked and killed by another inmate this week. Just before the fight, Dahmer threatened, "Hey, don't mess with me, pal. I used to eat guys like you for breakfast." Yippee! Jerry Rubin died last week. Oh, I'm sorry. That should read, Yippee! Jerry Rubin died last week. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. My mistake completely. I didn't read it right. And now it's time for Weekend Update's movie reviews. This week I saw Interview with the Vampire. And here's my review. Not gay enough. A Brooklyn man crossing an expressway on Monday was hit by at least 10 cars. According to police, the man's body was spread over a 2-block area. Police also reported that various organs were flattened on the road and that his spine had been ripped out of his torso. The man is currently resting in stable condition at St. Mary's Hospital. Well, a study this week reports seafood is good for you unless it's fried. Yet another groundbreaking story from the pages of the medical journal, Duh. A new FBI study shows that for the first time, Americans are more likely to be killed by a stranger than a loved one or acquaintance. Their advice? Introduce yourself to as many people as possible. A sheepdog carrying $250,000 worth of cocaine in its stomach was found at JFK Airport earlier this week. A customs agent got suspicious when he saw 2 airline employees taking turns sniffing the dog's ass. O.J. Simpson's lawyers have decided to skip hearings on DNA evidence and go right to trial. Asked why they did this, the lawyers replied, "We want to get O.J. acquitted as speedily as possible so he can get back to doing what he does best, killing people." There's a new 24-hour cable TV channel now. It's called Fish TV. The channel shows a giant aquarium of fish 24 hours a day, except from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. when it shows the Byron Allen Show. In a survey this week, men said they preferred penis size to height. 62% of men said they'd rather be 5'2" with a 7-inch penis. 36% said they'd rather be 6'3" with a 3-inch penis. And the remaining 2% said they'd rather be 1'4" with a 300-inch penis. Here we see the president and the first bitch. Hey, slow down, you bitch. Let me catch up. A 51-year-old cosmonaut set a world space endurance record this week after spending 367 days aboard the Russian space station Mir. And also, as a side note, he also smashed his own masturbation record. In Walnut Creek, California, anyone who turns in his gun can get free therapy. And anyone who doesn't turn in his gun can get free anything.
Straight to the heart. I went a long time acting like I wasn't broken apart by you.
Officials in Disney World have ordered their ride, the Extra Terror Estriel, to be shut down until it can be made scarier. When the attraction reopens in 2 weeks, it will be exactly the same, but missing 6 bolts. The United Paramount Network's new show, Star Trek Voyager, finished in first place Monday night with a 14.7 rating. For those of you who don't know, 1 rating point is equal to 950,000 nerds. In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. That's probably... You don't get worse luck than that. Taco Bell this week introduced a new light menu, as well as a new slogan. Half the fat, but still tastes like crap. OJ's pal Al Cowlings now has a 1-900 number. For $2.99 a minute, Cowlings will tell callers that OJ is innocent. And for $3.99 a minute, he'll try to do it without laughing. And now a correction to a story we ran last week. Prince Charles is actually the one in the middle. So we apologize for that. 130 years after the Civil War, the state of Mississippi has finally voted to abolish slavery. Representatives say they would have liked to have done it sooner, but they were delayed due to some awfully big cotton crops. They had some kind of big cotton thing. All right. And finally, the Oscar nominations were announced this week, and Tom Hanks and Jodie Foster are in a heated competition in the Academy's controversial new category, Best Retard. Well, there's good news this week from strife-torn Ireland, where a historic peace agreement has just been signed. Gee, I wonder if anyone will celebrate by drinking. New medical research shows that men and women have different food cravings, men preferring meat and women preferring sweets. Scientists trace this back to caveman days, when men had to go out and hunt for food while women sat on their fat asses eating chocolates. Washington Power twosome Mary Madeline and James Carville are expecting their first baby in July. No one knows if the baby will be a Democrat or a Republican, but doctors are sure of one thing. It will be weird looking. This was Colin Ferguson's first week in prison. Ferguson has reportedly dismissed his cellmate, and from now on he will be acting as his own bitch. The richest girl in the world, billionaire Athena Onassis, celebrated her 10th birthday this week. What's it like to be the richest girl in the world? Well, to give you some idea, at the party, they had 2 cakes. Due to a change in policy, Amtrak employees will no longer be able to kick homeless people out of Penn Station based on the way they look. From now on, they will have to go solely on urine stench. Some teenagers are snorting or injecting Ritalin, a drug prescribed to treat attention deficit disorder in children. Drug abuse experts warn that Ritalin can cause accelerated blood pressure, along with enhanced mental alertness, a surge of energy, and an increased sense of self-confidence. And remember, kids, those are bad things. According to a controversial new biography, Elizabeth Taylor likes her lovemaking loud, rough, and frequent. Coincidentally, that's also how she likes to eat. Well, it's official. There you go. Michael Jordan is leaving baseball to return to basketball. It is unclear whether the media will now refer to him by his old basketball nickname, Air Jordan, or his more recent baseball nickname, Senior Crappy. Newlyweds Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson had their first argument this week. He wants kids, while she wants fake kids. A new study says that people who quit smoking have healthier lungs. Yet another groundbreaking story from the pages of the medical journal, Duh. And in court this week, Cato Kalin testified that O.J. Simpson did not appear angry before or after the period of his wife's murder. But Kalin admitted he could have been a touch edgy while he was actually murdering her. Might have been a... Leona Helmsley fired a maid this week for stealing her Victoria's Secret lingerie. And you think she looks hot here, huh? Imagine, if you would, with the Hertz rental car company announced this week that it will buy 520,000 vehicles, increasing its worldwide fleet 24%. In addition, they will try to find a new spokesman who won't kill his ex-wife. And finally, the Diamond Council of America advises that men spend 2 months' salary on an engagement ring, while the American Housing Company suggests that you spend 25% of your salary on rent. Interestingly, the U.S. Crack Association recommends that you spend all your salary on crack. In medical news this week, scientists report there may soon be a vaccine for drug addicts, which completely eliminates the craving for cocaine. They caution, however, that the vaccine is extremely dangerous, highly addictive, and costs $10,000 a gram. This week at the O.J. Simpson trial, the infamous bloody glove was finally introduced into evidence, and O.J. didn't help his case any by blurting out, "There it is, I've been looking all over for that thing." Whoa. In a bid to boost low attendance, officials at the New Jersey State Aquarium have announced plans for a $4 million facelift. In addition, flashing neon signs will be placed outside the aquarium, stating that the fish are, quote, all nude all the time. Julia Roberts told reporters this week that her marriage to Lyle Lovett has been over for some time. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Julia Roberts and that she was married to Lyle Lovett. Last week, Duchess of York Sarah Ferguson visited the Big Apple and showed off her 14-pound weight loss. Hopefully, this will not interfere with her official duties of sitting on her fat ass all day long. Well, singer Willie Nelson, who was arrested recently in Texas for marijuana possession, saw the charges against him drop this week. A judge ruled the arrest had been illegal because police didn't have probable cause to search his car for pot. How about the fact he's Willie Nelson? Well, the magazine POV came out this week with a list of the best and worst jobs to have in the next century. Their 3 best were, in this order, multimedia software designer, management consultant, and interactive advertising executive. While their worst, for the 3rd year in a row, crack whore. Dismissed Simpson juror Jeanette Harris revealed in interviews this week that the jury is torn by dissension and is already divided into 2 camps, those who think he is guilty and those who are really, really stupid. A Cambridge, Massachusetts juror found City Councilman William Walsh not guilty of malicious destruction of property after he removed 2 dildos from a sculpture in the City Hall annex. Walsh's defense was that he was walking by, saw them, and said to himself, "Hey, free dildos." Look at there. Well, Premiere Magazine's list of the 100 most powerful people in Hollywood hit the newsstands this month. In an odd bit of ranking, Demi Moore was ranked number 28, while her breasts were ranked 20 and 21. So, at a press conference this week, Washington Mayor Marion Barry said he wants private businesses to provide 5,000 summer jobs for a district youth program. He also wants some crack. At Virginia Commonwealth University, a professor is being sued following revelations that he spanked one of his students. It was the student's parents who first became suspicious when they asked, "What kind of marks are you getting?" And she replied, "Big red ones on my ass." So... For the 5th year in a row, People magazine has named John F. Kennedy Jr. one of its 50 most beautiful people. Meanwhile, Big Red Nose magazine has named Ted Kennedy one of its 50 faces most ravaged by drink. Well, in Buffalo, Wyoming, a truck jackknifed this week, spilling hundreds of sticks of dynamite on the I-90 interstate, though officials noted that there is absolutely no danger as long as you're protected by magic. Yeah, I wish I was protected by magic. All right. In stock market news this week, April's 3 biggest losers were Cantab Pharmaceuticals, Champion Enterprises, and Crapco, which manufactures crap. And also crap-related items, most recently Mariah Carey's Christmas album. Due to expected cutbacks in funding for PBS's The Frugal Gourmet, has announced that he'll be changing his name to The Cheap Bastard. Well, in a questionable move by the defense team this week, O.J. Simpson demonstrated how to stab 2 people at the same time. Well, Gary Busey left the hospital this week after overdosing on cocaine last Friday. Doctors say Busey is okay and he should be back in the hospital in no time. Last Friday in Washington, D.C., the city's elementary school students pledged to stay drug-free as a gift to their moms on Mother's Day. Meanwhile, D.C. Mayor Marion Barry got his mom a great big box of chocolates. The Walt Disney Company has announced plans to build a $300 million hotel and entertainment complex in New York's Times Square. Construction begins next spring on their first attraction, Crack Horrors of the Caribbean. The American Academy of Pediatrics has released an updated list of unsafe baby products. Topping the list this year is the really, 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 really high chair.
I'll do a bad joke first, though. If Earth hasn't been visited by
Every other guest has done this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Earth hasn't been visited by super intelligent aliens, then who made all those inexplicable, perfectly strong... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then...
I was once trapped on a desert island, and to be honest, the 5 albums I brought didn't help a goddamn thing.
We write jokes. Right. So, would you like to read one?
Yeah.
That's for you.
I'll play along.
A little louder.
This one, I don't know in this era. They announced there's going to be another Twilight movie, and the little girl inside of me is really excited.
Well, John has a reputation for being a bit of a swinger. Did you know instead of an umbilical cord, John was born with a bungee cord? This is a saying I made up. There are a lot of ships that are very valuable, right? Like you probably think a golden ship was valuable, right?
This was already a terrible saying. This was
made only of diamonds. I don't know if it would float. I don't know. But, you know, you would think that would be your most valuable ship. But you know what, sir? It is not. You know what your most valuable ship is?
What is that?
Friendship. And Cloris Leachman is here. Cloris? Cloris, if people say you're over the hill, don't believe them. Why, you'll never be over the hill, not in the car you drive.
Started collecting owl pellets, and for anyone who doesn't know, when an owl eats a field mouse or a rodent, it eats it, digests all of the edible parts, and then regurgitates a pellet, which is like all the bones, all the undigestible matter. And I collect those and harvest the bones, and then make magical creatures out of them.
Well, that's fine with me about that owl. I don't give a hoot. Greg Giraldo is here. He has the grace of a swan, the wisdom of an owl, and the eye of an eagle. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is for the birds. Susie Essman, of course, is famous for being a vegetarian. Hey, she may be a vegetarian, but she's still full of baloney in my book. Hey, listen, I may not have book smarts, but you know what I have? Supermarket flyer smarts. You know where I got them? From reading a lot of supermarket flyers.
That can't be one of the jokes, is it?
Jesus.
Dude.
Did you ever think...
I smell a mass firing.
When you go to the men's room later, you'll see a sign that says, "Gentlemen, pay no heed, go right in." There's no room that says "scoundrel" on it. I made a bad business decision, Adam Egan. Started an online business. You know what I sold? Brick and mortar.
Pretty good. I like you gave something, too.
I gave a little bit.
Is this going to go down as a test show?
No.
You better fucking air it.
Listen, I ever think that I wanted to... Rushing to the works of this.
Jesus Christ. Test show, test show. I'm being tricked.
We have a lot of well-wishers here tonight, and a lot of them would like to throw you down one. A well. They want to murder you in a well. Seems a little harsh, but apparently they want to murder you in a well. It says here on this card. Hey, a new study shows 37% of people talk to their car. It's the first study ever conducted by the International Organization of David Hasselhoff. No, but Bob has a beautiful face, like a flower. Yeah, cauliflower. No offense, but your face looks like a cauliflower. President of ESPN says he quit the network because he was being extorted over his cocaine use. Cocaine also explains fuck it. As you can see, he has wavy hair. It's waving goodbye on account he's going bald.
Did you know every planet in our solar system is named after a god?
I did not know that.
Except Earth, which is named after all that stuff on the ground. Okay, can I keep this?
You got it.
I love this.
No, I think that that Bob should join the Ku Klux Klan. And that's not because he's racist. He's not racist. It's just that he'd look a lot better with a hood over his head on account of his face. How can you not get that? Call me old-fashioned, but I long for the days when wives stayed at home and only cost 3 goats.
I get that one.
I heard you have hair on your chest, Bob, and, well, let me tell you something. That isn't your only resemblance to Rin Tin Tin. You're a fucking dog face.
No, there are times when Bob has something on his mind, when he wears a hat. But no thoughts at all, just a hat.
I don't want fancy things or fancy schmancy things. I don't even want fancy schmancy wancy things or fancy schmancy take a trip to Francie things. What I want is wasting your time and mine.
You're an infant.
The joke. I don't think we're coming back either. Don't say that at me. Here's the joke.
TV pitch, 3 words, young Gene Shalit.
I'd watch that. I would watch.
They are going to have to lease editing equipment for this show.
Hey, what about this joke? If you can't handle me when I'm covered in the blood of a boar I've just sacrificed to the gods, then you do not deserve me during the bountiful harvest that will result. Nah, those things don't work out.
I'm not coming back, Norm.
And Bob is not very worldly. He thinks the English Channel is a British TV station and not a body of water separating England and France. No, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's never bought Christmas seals. He told me he wouldn't know what to feed them.
When I was a kid, I walked in on my parents having sex. It was the most embarrassing half hour of my life. This is what I saw. This is what I saw. I walked in.
Your mom is lucky.
I walked in. I take after my father. I like my movies like I like my pasta. Meatballs, too.
I can't stand stuck-up bodies of water.
Is that right?
It's like, get over yourself, Lake Superior. My favorite NCAA teams all happen to be colors. Auburn, Navy, Sienna, and hot bubblegum pink.
Oh, they're very good, yes. They. Do you want to say it again?
No.
Oh, here's something interesting. You don't have to hold on to that.
I'm just trying to believe that somebody actually wrote that as a joke.
Jane, if you fight fire with fire, there's only one winner. America's powerful fire lobby.
Who writes these?
My palm reader told me that I have nice hands. Maybe the nicest hands she's ever seen. Also, on Friday, I'm going to get hit by a train. But let's be honest, most people you ever see go skinny dipping are more actually going dipping. Let's just be. And now, Jane Fonda will do the last joke, so say your joke.
If I could add one president to Mount Rushmore, it would be James Polk, because I'm interested to know what he looked like.
What did he look like?
I took him to a ball game, and he came toting a double-barreled shotgun. You remember that? I said, what the H is that for? Bob said, I heard the Lions were playing the Tigers.
Imagine how different our world would be if Mumford had remained childless.
Fad Mumford?
Fad.
Fad.
Fad?
Shut up. Okay, next.
You know, I've been jogging for a few months now, Chevy, and you might like to know that I recently set a personal record for a 5-mile run. 3 miles. And now, the final joke by Chevy Chase.
To me, perfect sex is like a car wash. You start by lining up right and going in slow, and you finish when 3 Mexican dudes run up and furiously towel you off.
This is not a great joke. I shouldn't editorialize. A storm picked up eggs and milk over the Rockies and is now battering the Midwest. It's a terrible... So that's not much of a joke. M. Night. Take everything you know about bread and throw it out the window. Okay? Did you do that?
I did.
Great. Now, let me tell you about a little invention I made. Bread.
Now, I ain't saying she's a gold digger.
You're not saying she's a gold digger.
But she does have several shovels, picks, and panning sluices strapped to her burrow.
Oh, well. She may, in fact, be a gold digger.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Wearing glasses doesn't always make you smarter. For example, you must wear them on your face. I'm missing it.
Right now, and just give everything to that one word, face.
Okay. Wearing glasses doesn't always make you look smarter. For example, you must wear them on your face.
No,
nailed it.
Is that good?
That's very good. You know these donkey shows
I feel
down
like that's a pity laugh. Definitely this area was a pity. That was a pity. That was a couple of genuine over there.
Sure.
Okay, here's the final joke.
Final joke. The inside of the human body is more of a miracle than you'd first think.
Even more of a miracle than you'd first think. Why is that?
Since everything goes on in there in total darkness.
Well, you never... What? Wait, no. Oh, cut it!
That can't be the way we end.
No. Authors are obsessed. This is what, going back to I don't know, Updike and Hemingway, male authors have been, anyways, male authors do tend to be obsessed with female bodies. Male authors obsessed with female bodies. Going on and on about webbed feet and soft insulated. I'm sorry, that's male otters. No. This concludes the joke.
I was going to say, I really liked him right away. I just saw him, I felt like I understood him a different way, and I felt like deep down he was actually very, very shy,
Oh, yeah.
Right, don't you
Very
think?
shy.
And sweet.
And so sweet,
Yeah.
so sensitive. I was saying, so when you lost your dad, Dave, and you were talking about that, I'm sure he really was like wanting to make you feel so good and so sweet and thoughtful, and probably thought deeply about that's how he would approach it.
Molly,
I was going to say before, I think in the last, 13, 14 years, he got, as you said, Conan, he was reading 4 or 5 books at a time, Russian literature. Mark Twain was his favorite author. He loved Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. But he got really into reading about God and Christianity.
Oh, yeah.
And really wanting to understand God.
Where he's headed.
Feeling maybe close to death.
Yeah,
or
sure.
thinking about death, but really, really wanting to understand God.
Al Roker.
I was saying I saw him at the SNL 40th, and I didn't know he had cancer or anything, but I remember as soon as he saw me, he was like, "I love you, Molly." He blurted out right away, and I think I was like, oh, I just had a sense of like, I could feel that he had this kind of urgency to say exactly what was on his mind in the moment.
Right.
Because maybe he'll never have that moment again. And I was like, oh, something's different with Norm.
Nice to see you there, Courtney.
I'm tired.
You're tired. Oh, Courtney. Jesus. Come on there.
Help me, Norm.
Come on, I'm trying.
Oh, help me.
I'm trying to help you out, Courtney.
Help me. Get off of me.
No, okay.
Get off of me.
Okay, I will, Courtney.
All right.
Wow. Yeah.
Norm MacDonald is on the Adam Carolla Show.
And he brought fellow comedian Steve
Ravenstein in Steve's opening for Norm.
Stevie Ray Fromstein?
Oh, sorry.
Is that closer?
Ravenstein.
Oh, well,
Ravenstein is my driver.
Well, it says
that guy sounds hot.
It says Stevie, and then it says Ravenstein. It doesn't.
Ravenstein is my butler.
All right. What the hell kind of name is Stevie Ray for a white guy anyway? Ever since Vaughn died.
Explain yourself, Fromstein.
No, one time I was with him and a guy almost beat him up. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
What happened?
Well, somebody named me Stevie Ray Fromstein after Stevie Ray Vaughan, but I didn't know much about Stevie Ray.
What do you mean someone?
Your
parents?
Somebody.
He named himself and then he tried to pretend people was catching on.
Like one of those nicknames you give yourself when you start a new school that you made up?
Yeah, it was just, but apparently people called me Stevie Ray Fromstein, and then, so he got upset that I didn't know that much about Stevie Ray Vaughan. He got very upset.
The guy was a Stevie Ray Vaughan fanatic.
Oh, really?
And he got so mad.
Took umbrage.
So he threatened to kick your ass?
No, but he looked like he was going to. Maybe that's, I don't know, a lot of people look like that.
I could say, I will say this: if you're going to scrap with a fan, I always go Savage Garden.
yeah.
Over Stevie Ray Vaughan fans, because I feel like those guys can throw down.
I sometimes go Tori Amos.
Yeah, Tori Amos is good. That's a good. Although once in a while you get one of those heavy-set lesbians coming after you and beat the crap out of you with a waffle stomper. But by and large, I pick, I'm trying to think, worst bands to mess with their fans.
AC/DC fans.
Stay away from them. Stay away from Ronnie James Dio fans. I don't know why. They're a little bit older now. Danzig is not a group you want to mess with. And I'll tell you who you definitely don't want to mess with. Insane Clown Posse fans.
Oh, yeah.
They will snap you like
You know any of those people?
No, it was going to be Stevie Insane Fromstein, but luckily we didn't.
I see. Or Mormon Tabernacle Fromstein, just to be safe.
That was one we kicked around.
Yeah, Guar's not a band where you want to mess with the fans either. Yeah, I feel like Savage Garden's good.
Anything emo.
Joan Osborne fans are usually a good bet, too.
Yanni, strong.
Strong. Yeah.
Starland vocal band.
Because they're all in their 80s.
Catherine and Tennille.
Do they do Afternoon Delight?
Yeah. That when I was young, I love that song.
Well, especially when the lawn was being mowed.
Why do you say that? Don't do anything.
Not only. Yeah, I mean, it was
a couple of skyrockets in flight.
Less a song and more a calling for Norm MacDonald. It's his theme song. That was what Brandy was to sailors. You know what I mean? Afternoon Delight was the guy likes to bang his friends' wives while they mow the lawn.
Listen to this. Here's an interesting piece of trivia, seriously. Forget about all that stuff. But listen to this. That Brandy was originally going to be...
Oh, you're trying to get us off topic.
It was originally going to be called Mandy, but they had to change it. Looking Glass had to change it to Brandy because Barry Manilow already had a song named Mandy. But I'll tell you an even more interesting piece of trivia.
Yeah.
The song Mandy, you're not even going to believe this. You know who it was written about?
Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah. Oh, you knew it.
Really?
No. Really?
Oh, no, that's just one of those gay urban cowboy tales, right?
She knew it, right?
I know. She was making a joke, really?
That's the only Mandy I know other than Moore. Was it really written from Mandy Patinkin?
Yeah.
She wrote that about a dude?
Well, it's the only Mandy she knows is a dude.
All right. Well, that's a decent point.
But also remember, Elton John is into dudes. So it makes complete sense.
Did he write Mandy?
Yeah. It was going to be Mandy, you're like a candle in the wind, but he didn't die.
I see.
Wait a minute. I thought Mandy was Barry Manilow.
I thought so, too.
Oh, yeah. Who dies that?
Barry Manilow.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to out anyone.
No, you're still on.
Barry Manilow may be not gay, but I know Elton John comes right out and tells you. That's what I like about him.
I think. Well, actually,
Barry tells you in his actions and his.
I saw Elton John's show at the Mirage. And this was
the red piano.
Yeah, you saw it?
No, but I saw the poster. Was it good?
That guy, now that he's out of the closet, I guess it's like suppressing it for so long, then when he gets out of the closet like crazy, you know? So he's like, he had a big video screen behind him. And so he said, a lot of people don't know what my songs are about, so it'll explain it with these giant screens behind me. So he goes, Daniel. He starts with Daniel, and that song I really
Daniel, my
always
brother.
kind of confused me.
Yeah, me too.
One of my favorite Elton John songs.
But I never understood the
He's
point.
blind.
Yeah, did he go to war?
He's on a plane. It's very confusing. He goes, a lot of people always ask me what Daniel's about. He goes, I hope this explains it. You know,
Daniel Stern
starts playing it, right? And then all of a sudden, like on all the screens, guys in Speedos diving into everyone was a super hot dude. Not, I don't know if they're super hot, but to him, they were super hot.
You know they're hot.
Right.
So but that guy sounds hot. Yeah. But every song that you think has all this underlying...
It's just about a hot guy?
It's just about a hot dude what's his name?
It just turned into like a honcho magazine, right?
Yeah.
Or Hondo.
He's like, what's your name? Daniel? Yeah, I'll write you a song.
Yeah, you're hot, or whatever the hell it is.
John Wayne movie?
All right.
Mandy Patinkin was kind of hot in his day.
Mandy Patinkin, yeah. Well, why do you mention?
Mandy, Barry Manilow.
So not much clarity as far as the song goes, but a lot of dudes in Speedos.
Yeah. But the song was still remained as mysterious to me as when I first entered the concert.
But
at the end of the concert, crazy things happen. Like all of a sudden, out of the blue, like these things like expand, blow up, like that are plastic on the stage. You didn't know what they were.
Right.
Turned out there were two giant peaches and a huge banana. That represented like
subtle,
dirty.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I say this? Do you guys feel that Stevie Ray Fromstein, by the way, instead of the way I said it the first time, in studio is going to be out at the Irvine Improv with Norm MacDonald as well Friday through...
No, he's not out.
Well, speaking of out, that's my point.
Oh, okay.
You know, there are these like guys, these artists who used to do tons of drugs, and then they clean up, and then the music sort of sucks. I feel it's the same way with the gays. When they're closeted and struggling with their sexuality, they're writing all these songs that could only, creatively, when you're kind of turning in on yourself, and you're angry at the world, and you're angry at your parents, and then at a certain point, you get enough therapy, and you clean up, and you come out of the closet, now all your music sucks. You know what I mean? Like, I like these guys better when they're closeted and struggling. Like artists, like Mike Tyson, after he gets his paycheck for $20 million and gets a couple Bengal tigers, he stops winning. You know what I mean? Exactly. He loses the eye.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
And also another thing is if the subject matter is beyond the pale of polite talk, right? Then the singer has to find subtler ways. Just as an author in the old day, Tess of the Dubervilles was very erotic, and yet, he had to use like all clean words.
Right.
So if you're writing a gay love song, you have to find more subversive ways. Now when you hear them, they're just like, Ben, or whatever it is. Daniel, I'd like to put it in your bunghole.
Meanwhile, Elton John continues to deny rumors that he is engaged to his tennis racket. TriStar's Picture is planning a film about the 70s disco act, The Village People. While the movie will be coming out next summer, it plans to wait until Thanksgiving to come out to its parents. The artist formerly known as Prince says he now wants to be known as simply the artist. Meanwhile, I will continue to refer to him as simply the fruit. In other music news, several major acts are on tour this month, including the Counting Crows, Metallica, and the Fruit.
Remember in the gay marriage debate, right? And the Republicans, they would have their debate, and the guy would go, "Well, what's next? If there's gay marriage, then there's next thing. There's going to be a guy marrying 6 women. You know what I mean? Like a polygamy." And then and then people would go, "Well, that's not a that the gay people will go, that's not. But what the fuck's wrong with polygamy? Maybe that statement will not look good in history.
All right, so you're back. You got to do Wise Guys last time you were in Utah, last time you were on the show. And Utahns were like, whoop, Norm.
Yeah, they went crazy, man. I found myself a beautiful, 3 beautiful wives when I was here.
Good. I'm glad we could do that for you.
Do you do a lot of Utah humor?
No, I
do you
just
add
read,
that into your show?
No, I just was reading in the paper today. It said, polygamist charged with sex crime. And when I was young, it would be a man charged with polygamy. You know what I mean? So we've come a long way.
Utah's a changing.
You think if you were a polygamist, you wouldn't have time for any other stuff.
Yeah, you'd be a busy guy.
You are busy.
Well, I think when it's 2 consenting adults, I try not to judge.
Or 6.
Or 6 or 12 or whatever it is.
So
as long as there's
polygamy is
obviously.
okay?
Well, I would guess, and I'm pulling this out of my ass, that people that are into polygamy are tired of people thinking that is part of molesting children. I'm going to imagine there's people that are into polygamy that know how egregious that is. They don't want to be associated with it. And I would imagine that's upsetting for them.
Wait,
when people
are you
lump
saying polygamy is...
I'm guessing. I don't know.
Know that in this day, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay, say things will stay the same. Say I'm all I need.
With your show at Wise Guys tonight, do you focus mostly on impressions, or is it you feed off the audience? What can people expect when they come to the show tonight?
I just talk to the audience and whatever's going on in the. I'll probably go home and watch the TV and see what news is going on. I'll probably listen to you guys, find out what news is going on, so I can talk about it tonight and figure it out.
Do you ever get stumped standing up there, like you don't know what direction to go next?
Oh yeah, I blank out all the time. Like I talk for a while, you know, and everything's going well, and then all of a sudden nothing is in my head except for a big jelly roll, like when I dream of jelly rolls. You guys like jelly rolls?
They're good, yeah. Yeah, but don't dream about them.
Yeah, I know. I went to a psychiatrist once. I think he thought I was a moron, but he goes, can you describe your dreams for me? I'm like, I dream about jelly rolls. He goes, what else? I go, that's it. And he was like, what? He made like a weird face that a psychiatrist is not supposed to make.
So you know you eat jelly rolls as a kid, or that's like your favorite treat now?
No, it's like, it brings me great peace. Like right now, if I close my eyes, jelly rolls will start floating in front of the back of my eyelids.
Okay, close your eyes. Think
All right.
jelly rolls while we talk about where you are tonight, Friday. It is Wise Guys Comedy in West Valley. So you're close by. How are the jelly rolls going? They floating?
Yeah, they're beautiful.
What flavor is it? Strawberry?
No.
Raspberry?
Oh, there's always raspberry jelly rolls.
Raspberry. Friday, November 6th, 8 and 10. And you're not here tomorrow night, right? Just tonight? So
No,
you
I'm
need
just
me
going to be
catch
here
you?
tonight.
Catch you while you're here.
Pardon me?
So get tickets and get there tonight.
Or not. Whatever you like.
Oh. I'm trying to help you out, Norm. I'm selling it for you.
No, but I don't want people to, you know, listen, I don't want people to show up at my show if their great aunt has walking pneumonia.
That's probably she'll survive. It's okay.
Nah, stay with your great aunt. Give her the love, you know.
Well, with swine flu going around, you may not have an audience if you keep up that. So, all right.
I'll be fine.
All right, so check out Norm tonight at Wise Guys in West Valley.
Thanks, Norm. All
Thank you, guys.
Up next, we are talking how to get your lawn looking green in the spring with Joy. We'll be right back.
Unfortunately, the radio station launched the day after Princess Diana died, so it was it wasn't quite the sort of fanfare and celebration.
Now
a bit like when Farrah Fawcett died, and then it was usurped by Michael Jackson.
Somebody told me the Queen murdered her.
Yes, she did. Yeah. Yes, that's well known in England. Yeah, I'd like to apologise to the Queen.
Queen Elizabeth II visited Russia this week, becoming the first English monarch to set foot in the Soviet Union. The visit, which will last for 2 weeks, is expected to have absolutely no effect on anything whatsoever. Last week, Queen Elizabeth won £10 in her country's national lottery. However, she has no plans to quit her job as Queen of England. Yeah, I knew. You think I didn't know?
Why is it that you can't, England's not doing well financially.
Right.
Can't you get you call them your mates? Mm-hmm. They're friends. Yeah. Everybody else in the world. They call them mates.
Sure.
Get a couple of dozen of your mates and go down to that Buckingham Palace and kill the old bag.
To what end?
It's money.
Right. Are you an old sea captain? What is this shtick that you... Are you drunk on rum? We were talking outside about why you never guest hosted for some of the...
Now
I'm beginning to realise. But, it's what's weird is you're not even drunk. And yet it's the illusion of it is extraordinary. I'm pleased to see that I've broken from the rule of only having white blokes on the show, which seems to be you only have white men and Roseanne.
Because it's supposed to be a comedy.
Right. But it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. It's allegedly.
I was watching on YouTube today you going on Letterman. Well, I don't know.
YouTube's fun, man.
Yeah. It was.
You know what I'm listening to now a lot, Tommy? I'm listening to audio tapes of Lyndon Johnson.
Really? Okay. Well, now I understand why that. I believe that you actually do watch this website now.
Yeah.
Really? What do you mean? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
He put in the system, that brought Nixon down.
He put in the tape system.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his are way more entertaining than Nixon's.
So he put it in. That's kind of interesting. That sounds like kind of what you build a system to record. He did that obviously, so he was very aware that it was there.
Yeah.
So he was sort of almost doing a radio show.
He did what you do.
He was Rupert Pupkin. Lyndon Johnson was Rupert. Yeah. So what are you?
So the funny ones were sometimes they're really funny. Just like the Nixon ones, the funniest ones are when there's all these Nixon tapes that you can listen to in the Library of Congress that have nothing to do with Watergate. They're way the fuck funnier. Like it's just Nixon talking about his wife and shit. And like one time his in-laws are coming, he's like, I think I'll go stay at Blair House. I don't like that lady with her cooking. And you're like, oh, it's weird, it's the president.
How many hours of these tapes have you listened
I've listened to a lot of them. But the Johnson ones are the funniest. So anyways, you probably didn't know this. I never fucking knew this. And the guy from the New York Times may or may not have. Anyway, look at Sam. He's checking his watch going, what's the Simpsons made so far? Anyways. Doing a little Rickles. So, anyways, what was I talking about?
The Lyndon Johnson tapes.
Yeah, so this, I didn't know this. Lyndon Johnson, he's wins his election, right? He's way ahead in the polls, like a week before the elections come. And his chief of staff, they have a party, because they're so happy, because next week they're going to be president again for 4 more years. So they have a big party at the White House, and his chief of staff goes across the street to a YMCA and blows a dude.
Wait a minute.
So the next day...
Take my jacket off here. This is ridiculous. What happened here?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Say that again.
Okay, so Lyndon Johnson, right?
Yeah.
He's going to win.
Yeah.
He's, he knows he's going to win. He's way ahead in the polls, as long as nothing crazy happens, right? So he goes, hey, let's have a little party, a week left, We're going to win easily unless some crazy thing happens, And so they're having the party and everything.
But how did anyone find out about the
chief of
dude
staff
getting blown?
Because the chief of staff, well, listen, if you go into Hawaii and blow a guy,
right, but
you never know.
But it just came out. Did this actually come out in the press?
Yeah, like they had a sting operation.
And is this on the tapes? Is this on the tapes?
It was funny because it was in the old days, so the press couldn't say that, So they had to say it in language that the audience didn't even kind of understand. They go like he was caught in a somewhat compromising situation in a young man's Christians association, and people, old farmers, would go, well, wonder what happened there. So they wouldn't come. So I think that helped them, but the conversations with Lyndon Johnson are hilarious because he goes, he's just talking to his friends, and it's this longtime guy that he didn't know was gay, And he's like, my golly, I could never have figured that for Bob. I've known Bob 30 years, and he goes, I'd quicker say I was a fruit than him.
Really? On the tape?
On the tape, yeah.
Where did you get the tape? Where did you? Lyndon Johnson said that. Where did you get the tapes?
And then he goes, and then the funniest thing is he phones J. Edgar Hoover, who he knows is gay, right? but he's like real powerful and everything, right?
J. Edgar Hoover was good.
Yeah, like, you know, he was a transvestite and he'd have dudes over. And,
Is this true or?
yeah, no, that's fairly well documented.
I know
I'm
it
not
was
outing him.
I know
I'm not
I know.
Perez Hilton over
Yeah, I
here.
know people.
No, this is fairly.
Yeah.
He's well documented.
Yeah.
So Lyndon Johnson knew for sure he was gay, but he was scared of him because he was so powerful. So he just like needles him, you know. And he's like, so he's talking to him and he goes, "I can't believe old Bob's one of them fellers." You know, they didn't even have a word for it and stuff. And so J. Edgar Hoover goes, "Well, sir, that's." He goes, "I have to ask you a rather tough question here, but now when Bob was involved in this, was he the more or less?" Sort of, you know, a participant, or was he more or less the feller that, you know, instigated the thing? You know?
He's asking if he's a catcher or a...
yes, I don't know.
Well, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What have you got? Why are we talking?
Gross, you're saying that. So the guy goes, so then J. Edgar Hoover goes, "Well, I wouldn't, well, Mr. President," he goes, "I'm sorry to tell you he was the instigator," you know, and he goes, "Oh, good God," he goes, "How do you spot a feller like that, Edgar?" You know? So then J. Edgar Hoover goes, "Well, I wouldn't know, sir." He goes, "Oh, come on now, Edgar." He goes, "If there was anybody that could spot a feller like that, it'd be you. Why, you're the head of the FBI." And so,
this isn't really what's on the tape.
it's true.
Is that really on
That's
the tape?
really on the tape. And J. Edgar Hoover's kind of mad. He's like, anyway, all right. Yeah, you got to hear it. It's the fun.
Really? And where
I'll
did
bring
you...
it in. I know you love broadcasting.
Yeah, where did you get the tapes?
I read a book that were the history of the tape, and then I got the audio version of the book, and the audio version was the tapes themselves.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know about it.
And, wow, that's funny.
Sorry about me. I can be a bit complicated. So